What's up, Level Uppers? Welcome to the Level Up Show, episode 191.
It's getting close.
Yes, it is. It really is getting close to the big 200. I am one of your co-hosts, Andrew. I make the show Midori. I'm joined tonight by the classy douchebag Mike McLaughlin.
I like how there's a command in the thing called D-bag.
There is, D-bag is double bag,
Yep.
and mystery bag is M-bag.
Yep.
But we have the classy douchebag here, and we also have on Discord Kelly Jellyfish joining us from afar.
Hello.
Hello to you, Kelly. How you doing
and
tonight?
cats, Kelly.
I'm doing very good. I don't like your Siri, by the way, Mike.
Why?
Why did you make her British?
She's
What?
Australian.
Why? That's even worse.
I didn't
Whoa.
pick up on that, honestly, that she was
Really?
Australian.
Yeah,
No,
I think I think it's much more. I don't know.
that went over my head.
There's much more. There's something I don't know.
I'm
More
really
comfortable.
bad with recognizing Australian
Accents?
versus British.
Okay.
They kind of sound the same in my head. I don't know why.
Also, thank you, Wormcoat.
Warmcoat, thank you so much for the sub, and also a demonstration of our new alerts.
Yes,
Did you
I
see
did
that?
see that. Looks
Pretty cool,
much
right?
Better.
Yeah, we felt like some of you guys maybe don't see. There you go. Boom. New follow. I took a long time making those. I'll be completely honest
you
with
said it took you 6 hours.
The first one took me 6 hours, and then each one after that took about 2. I still haven't done
2 hours for each one.
each. I've done follow, sub, and cheer so far, but I'm gonna do a cheer one for
Ooh,
each
boy.
different bit type. Thank you so much. There you go again.
That's like 2 babies long.
24 months. That's like 2 babies long, right?
Nice. So yes, we got cheer, sub, and follow so far. I will create one for tips, and I will create one for host. Those ones aren't available yet because
So you
it is
spent
taking me
10
so long.
hours so far just working on these.
Yeah. Because I felt like just that little thing dropping down from the bottom with the really small text, it got lost, and I don't think people saw it, and I feel like this is just more recognition to the people that support us, and I just felt like we needed to up our game in that
You need to
regard.
pick up freelance work.
Yeah.
I think that 10 hours could definitely have gone towards.
I
some
don't have
good
animation
money.
software, so what I had to do, Kelly, this is what I had to do for making these. Tell me if you've ever. I think are you into animation, or is it just like coding and stuff?
No, I did a little bit of animation in college and high school, but it's not for me.
Here's what I did, because I knew that it had to be GIF. It had to be a .gif so that I could load it into stream labels and all that kind of stuff. So what I did is I manually created 700 frames.
Oh my!
I know.
What, what program did you use?
I used Photoshop. I just drew it out, and like for instance with the first 2 outlines, like I divided, like I knew I wanted to be 60 frames per second, so I was like, okay, I want these things to occur over the course of over 60 seconds. So how, like if this is 480 pixels wide, that means that each line needs to segment at 16 pixels, and then I'll just keep going around. So I just created each frame 16 pixels further and further. Then I did the inside frame, and then I created a fade that came in at 10 transparency every frame, and then I zoomed in the icon, and that was about 30 frames, and then I slid the icon, and that was about 60.
Oh my god!
So I literally manually created this thing frame by frame.
Why didn't you use Flash?
I don't have any animation experience. I don't have Flash, or I don't think I do. I don't have the capabilities of animating in Flash. All I knew is that in order to create a GIF, it is essentially just frames, right? So I manually made all the frames.
That's essentially what it is. It's just like hand-drawn animation where you go frame by frame by
Yes.
frame.
So I did a
stop motion animation.
I stop
for a
motion
new
animated
follow.
That's honestly another level. I don't even
But
know of
honestly,
it's another
all
level.
things considered,
Oh my
I was
God.
like, when it was all said and done, I was like, there has to be a messed up frame in here. There has to be like,
Oh
like a frame that's going to be missing the +1 or something like that. But I nailed it. Like it works perfectly.
It
I was
looks
like,
awesome.
I was
It
like, wow,
looks
I
good.
can't believe how well this worked. Like I was like,
feel like there was a better solution for this.
Johnny, don't you dare say GIF to me. I am now the GIF wizard.
It is GIF.
I know it is, according to the guy who created it. But
Right.
that doesn't mean that we have to call it that. Let's be
Doesn't
honest.
it though?
No, I don't think so.
All
What
right,
do you
well-
call it, Kelly? Do you call it a GIF or a GIF?
It's interchangeable. It depends on what feels better at whatever mood I'm in.
Okay. That's cool. I'm cool with that. I'll
Well,
always call it a GIF.
I see your name is Andrew, and I know that that's how you want it to be pronounced. From here on out, I'm calling you Aindrow.
How about Andu?
Aindrow I think is the way that I want to pronounce it, just because that's how it looks like in
Andrew
ways.
makes sense, but Andrew doesn't because E would never make the ow sound.
Yeah, it
Like,
could.
Yeah, I think it's just it's a leap. That's
What
too
word?
big of a leap. There.
Huh?
Too big of a
What
leap.
word does E make an ow sound?
EW? I'm going to
Yeah.
guarantee you there's a word.
I'm
That
And a
has E,
language.
where
I will
EW
accept that
makes
challenge.
Ow.
I'm guaranteeing you there is a word in it in some language
No,
spoken
English.
today. I didn't say in English.
What are we speaking right now, Mike? We're speaking English. So, therefore, that is what we're talking
Don't
about.
tell me what to do. This is America.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for the subs that came in. Who were they? They were
People.
Warmcoat
Warm
was
Coat and Johnny.
And Johnny.
Warmcoat and Johnny. We also had a follow from
Warmcoat
Savage
and other.
Sun Life. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Share the show, guys. We're back to Sundays, obviously. The first time we've
Are we?
been back to Sundays in, 9 or 10 weeks, I think now, because we skipped a week too. So we're going to rely on you guys to try and bring in the old school people that might not know that we still do this. Maybe people didn't even know. They're like, where'd these guys go? It's been 9
They're
weeks.
gone.
They're gone. We got to get these people back. So share the show, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, wherever you possibly can. And let's see if we can get back all those regulars that used to watch us on Sundays at 10 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
I
get
do
there.
miss the earlier time, though.
I am so happy that we're back to normal. It feels so good
Normal is
to
fine,
be back
don't
to
get me
normal.
wrong, but I just miss the earlier time.
I feel like I'm back to normal Andrew. Normal make this show Midori.
Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew.
Andrew.
Andrew. Welcome back, Kelly.
Although that said, it stinks because I have to do all the driving on Sundays.
I do feel bad about that.
No, you don't.
I apologize for that.
No, you don't.
Well, I do legitimately feel bad. There's nothing I can really do about it, but I do feel bad.
Yeah. There's that.
Kelly, how are you doing this week? How was your week?
My week was great. This is my last weekend of introverted freedom, where I didn't have to go and do anything. Because next weekend I'm going out of town. Weekend after, my cousin's flying in from Utah, and then the weekend after that I'm going up to New Jersey for no reason at all.
For what reason?
Just cause.
You should stop.
To anybody that doesn't know, we'll say it again. Extra Life is going to be extra special
There's
this
a little
year.
stutter in that frame.
There's no stutter on my end. If there's stutter, it's on OBS or the GIFs end being loaded. But I've watched it. Trust me, I've watched it many times playing back on the computer
I
natively,
don't know, man.
and
It
it
looks like it
runs
just stuttered
perfectly.
just a little bit right when it got to about
Perfectly.
1/8 of the way through.
But anyway, as I was going to say, Extra Life is going to be extra special because Kelly and Joey,
lame.
meaning Vantera and Kelly Jellyfish, are going to be joining us in person on the show, and we might even have some others as well. Well, we'll have to wait and see. No
Shuhei?
confirmation. No shoe, unfortunately. No shoe. Adam Boyes instead is going to be joining
Okay, I'm
us,
okay
yeah.
with that.
But no, they're going to be coming here and spending the whole 24-hour marathon with us, and we're so excited about that. It's going to be maybe the best year yet. We'll
We
have
got
to wait and
Extra
see.
Life donation. We hit the
Extra
400.
Life donation?
I think so.
Yeah, we did because we're up to 400. There's been a $10
Thank you,
Extra Life
John.
donation. Who was it? We're about to check right
Review
now.
Guy pointed it out.
It was Review Guy.
Oh, he did put it up. Okay.
It was Review
Great.
Guy. Thank you
man.
so much, John. We'll give you a wheel spin as well because anything worth $5 more will get you a spin of the prize wheel. Most importantly is Extra Life, of course.
Yeah.
Raising money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals throughout the United States and also in Canada, where
Yeah.
Review Guy is from. So great job there, man. And as you can see, we're now literally perfectly at 10% of our $4,000 goal, individual goal. Our team is already above 1,000. So we're off to a great start, partially thanks to Guitar Freak in the chat. Thank you so much for all the work that you've done, man. You're doing a great job. So $5 and above, including Extra Life donations, will get you a spin of the prize wheel. Tips and cheers will be forwarded to Extra Life. You can go about it that way as well. But if you want all of your money, no fees or whatever, if you want all of it to go directly to Extra Life, we recommend going to the bottom left-hand corner, the Level Up Network.weebly.com/Extra Life. Donate whatever you have the means to there. It could be $10 like John or $100. It doesn't matter because it does add up. It really does. It doesn't matter how small. It adds up, and it's for a great cause, guys. So keep it in mind throughout the entire show tonight. One thing I want to do right now is we're going to do this each week is reveal a little bit more of what's coming in so many weeks.
Wait, what's coming?
Kelly and Joe have recommended some awesome milestones.
Wait,
I
which
do have
Kelly?
a question about those milestones.
that
Go
Kelly.
for it.
Go ahead.
Are they based on the individual goal or what the team raises?
It's based on the individual goal.
Okay.
Individual goal is what it's based on.
That was my question. I'm good now.
So for every 500, meaning 500, 1500, 2500, for all of those increments, we're going to have a special prize wheel that we spin. We're not going to tell you what's going to be on it just yet, but it's going to be a special version of the prize wheel with things that you've never seen before. Things specially made
never seen.
for Extra Life. It's going to be extra special. Now, when it comes to 1,000, when it comes to 1,000 and 2,000, if I remember right, actually I'm going to open it up right now just so I don't get it wrong. I just want to make sure I get this right because we have a lot. We have 10, I think, if I remember right.
Actually,
10 big milestones. All right, so
More than
for
that, I think.
1,000, we are doing a full group, including Mike, full group electric shock therapy, meaning we're doing the electric machine.
Why
level
is
4.
that at there and then 4,000 is there? Like, why? Why is that? Why is electric shock?
Because
therapy
electric
not
shock
further down?
needs to happen.
No,
That needs to be the first thing that happens that night. You've dodged it long enough.
I don't want to.
We're
do
doing
it
a group
anymore.
electric
I've
shock.
done it many
Man up,
times.
Mike.
Yes.
I did. I don't like it. I'm done.
You're not really supposed to like it. It's for the kids, Mike.
want it.
It's for the kids.
Want it.
But in the $2,000 slot, Joey is not here at the moment, and I don't even know if he knows this yet.
Oh my god, I forgot. Oh, you're telling people this
It's
one?
gonna-
He will know.
He will know, but myself and Joe are going to do what's called the Dorian Fruit Challenge. Mike, tell me about Dorian Fruit.
So durian fruit is something that's it's not technically illegal, but it's forbidden in American kitchens. You're not allowed to use it in the States in the kitchens. Now you can buy it for personal use.
Certainly
Because
don't bring it into work.
No. It apparently tastes phenomenal, or at least very good, but the reason you can't use it in kitchens and in public is because the stench is so putrid. It apparently smells like dead flesh.
It's like dead flesh mixed with onions, mixed with dirty gym socks.
Yeah.
I should
Mixed.
disclose, I have a very weak stomach.
You don't have to do it. Don't worry. It's
No,
gonna be,
it's not
it's
gonna be-
gonna be
You have to
just me and
smell it.
Joe.
Yeah.
You do have to smell it. But I think the nausea that often comes from eating it is that weird, like, this tastes good, but smells awful.
Right.
And, like, that happening at the same time.
Toes apparently has had it.
Because as everybody, I think, knows, like, 50% of taste is smell. So you've got this weird combination of this tastes good and this smells horrible mixing together at the same time.
I'm gonna need to have.
We will
like,
have bags
boxes.
ready. Yeah, we're going to have
What?
bags ready.
We need boxes of what are they? Fabric sheets, like the dryer sheets that smell really good.
Okay?
Give them to
Just
our
make
face.
make Kelly like a doctor's mask line with the fabric softener
If that's
sheets.
what you need, we'll make it happen, Kelly. You're coming all this way, so we'll make it happen.
But yes,
Well,
I'm very excited.
we'll stop
for this.
there for now.
I'll be honest with you. I'm hoping that I can get this because I did call the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and from the way I understood what they said, they had them. However, the translation I'm not sure went through when I said, "Will you have it in like, because I don't know how long it stays
How long
Like-
it stays good for?
stays good for."
Well, maybe that's even better if we get it
right, get it
rotten.
rotten. So maybe I'll try to go this week. I don't know if Kristen knows it's going to be in the house toast.
I did tell her, but I don't think she knows what Dorian fruit is. So,
So you technically told her.
yeah, I did
think
tell
she's
her.
gonna quickly change her mind.
She probably won't be here that day. So for the most part, she'll be here at night.
I wonder
So
if the smell will linger. Like, will it? seep in
That's
your
my
carpets
thing.
and
That's
stay there forever.
That's my fear. Is
we're gonna
how
definitely have to
long
bring
the-
Febreze down here
Yeah.
and like spray around after we eat it. Yeah.
And that's not the only food challenge that we have.
No,
we
we
have many
have
more.
milestones all the way up to $10,000.
I think the list I have is not correct anymore. Then
No,
Okay, maybe not. I did
told you
update it.
guys I really have a thing for this social eating, and I'm going to incorporate it in any way
Actually,
popular-
I'm sorry.
possible.
We have milestones all the way up to $20,000.
Not that they're realistic.
Some of them unrealistic. Some of them
we are
know
gonna
we
hit
probably
that
won't hit.
20,000.
If we hit 20,000, I'm going to tell you right now, there are people that are going to be upset. Not me, as much. I mean, me, but there are going to be people that are upset.
Okay,
My daughter being one of them. Believe it or
I'm
not.
okay
It's
with
for
that.
the kids.
For the
Yeah,
kids.
and the kid is crying.
you're really hinting at what that $20,000 is right now.
Why?
I feel like people are going to figure that out right
Why?
now. We'll see in the chat. But I have
Oh,
no
for
feeling
all they
they're
know,
gonna
I'm
figure it out.
going to have to sell my child. They have no idea
That's
what I
true.
said. I just
Danny
said that my
would
daughter
not
doesn't like
be
it.
happy about that.
Right.
I would agree with that. Yeah, that's what it is, guys.
Yeah.
Selling Danny. Anyway, Kelly,
Okay.
back to our weeks and how we're all doing. What did you play this week?
The same answer. Let's move on to not video games. So I just started watching The Good Place because it's on Netflix now.
I started watching that too. I only
It
got a
is
few
so
episodes
funny.
into it.
Did you
It
see
does
the
seem good.
opening it's like within the first 5 minutes when he's giving the orientation, and did you stop to pause and read all the values where it's like
No.
no, it was like one of them said fixing a tricycle for a kid who loves tricycles like 5 points, and then right below it said fixing a tricycle for a kid who's indifferent to tricycles like 0.04 points, and then there was one at the very, very end that said like maintaining your composure in a line in a water park in Houston is like 60 points, and I was like, I know that life. It's hard. It's
It
not
seems like a
easy.
very clever, well-written show.
Oh,
The
it's
idea is
so
that
good. I love it already.
the main character dies and goes to the good place, meaning heaven.
Oh, this is the one that looks really, 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 really bad in previews that I thought was a joke and I thought was going to last half of the season.
Oh,
It did
no.
look,
With,
it looked
what's her
pretty
name?
campy
With,
and kind
Kristen
of
Bell?
corny.
Yes, it is
Okay.
Kristen Bell. Yeah.
Wow, and that's actually good?
From what I can tell, yes, it is very
It's
good.
funny.
Wow, Danielle,
It's funny.
we have apparently no idea what good TV is anymore then. We've seen this preview 100 times, and each time we're just like, this looks...
Give it a shot. It actually,
Terrible.
the first 2 episodes I thought were pretty solid, and I heard it gets better as it goes on. So
It's
I haven't
pretty
gotten
good.
the chance to get back to it because I started Mindhunter, also on Netflix, original series.
Oh,
David
yeah.
Fincher, very much reminiscent of Zodiac and an inspection of psychopaths and what causes them to be the way they are. The first episode was very good. It kind of blows my mind that like it's Netflix, but it's a David Fincher movie basically. It's like that. It's that quality. And it's just like, wow, we're getting a show that is like 10 episodes of a David Fincher film basically on Netflix. Like that's the time we live in right now.
Huh.
This is a really good time to watch TV.
Have to check that one out. There's the only one I've wanted to watch was that, I think The Five or something like that.
The Five.
Where it's like there's like a murder or something like that, and they come to terms with it later on in life or something. I think.
I don't know.
Like I think like the only I remember the preview was that these people, there's a friend that goes missing and they fear him dead or something like that, and then they stumble upon him possibly living as they at adulthood, like at like age 35 to 40.
Okay.
And they realize that he's still alive or possibly still alive. So it's like, I don't know, there's something intriguing about that.
Okay.
One, so I'm gonna
Something to
start
look
that
for.
one soon.
Yeah, but Mindhunter is good. Highly recommend it. Was there another one I'm watching on Netflix? I think that's my only one right now because I'm waiting for Stranger Things, obviously. Which we'll be watching tonight. The trailer for Stranger Things season 2, final trailer.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
watched it yet either.
Yes, nice. We both
like
get to
this.
watch this for the first
Kelly,
time.
have you watched it yet?
I have not. I haven't even seen. You're gonna hate me. I have not even seen.
Don't say it. Don't
the
say
new
it.
Star Wars
Oh
trailer. I haven't
no,
watched it yet.
Kelly!
I want to watch it closer too, so I can not torture myself with hype.
You might want to watch it right now because that is a part of TLUS Has No Game.
Well, I've seen like little 5-second clips here and there, but I'm really trying to like.
Not watch it.
I want to go into the movie with like no expectations, so I can
Okay.
be absolutely blown away.
Well,
Here's
then
the
why
thing.
don't you time it for about? We'll tell you when. Time it for about 2 minutes, and then we'll.
I think you can watch the trailer personally because I think it is a
Yeah.
super deceptive trailer. It is so clear that they're trying to throw you off by
Yeah.
splicing scenes together that aren't actually
I didn't
scenes
like
that go
that he
together.
actually tweeted out saying don't watch the trailer because it really, like the trailer itself, you saw in there how they were trying to mislead you.
Well, did you see after the trailer
right,
came out?
and he's like, just kidding.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, never mind." It's almost like he never saw the trailer until that moment. He's like, "Oh,
Right.
never mind. You can watch this trailer."
Right.
Because I think even he realized, "Oh, they're playing with people here."
Yeah.
It's
Are you
which
guys
we'll
gonna
talk
show
about.
it on
Yes.
the show today?
Yes.
All right, then I will watch it live with you guys.
Well, no,
well,
there won't
no,
be
not
audio.
the true full trailer, just the.
No,
2
that's
minutes of
fine.
it.
I'll take the little tiny one. I don't need the full
Okay,
one.
that's fine then.
Yes,
okay.
I do. I've watched it 6 times.
Did you watch Stranger Things season 1?
Did I?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I did. It was
Okay,
so
okay.
good.
That was where I thought you were going for a moment there, and I was about to be very upset with you.
Oh no, that's a
Okay.
great show.
Understandably so.
It's an excellent show.
I like it a lot.
As far as what I'm playing, or what I played, I finished Alien Isolation, and I
Finally.
need to talk to you guys
Oh my
about
god,
this.
dude, that was the worst. let me for reference, I had to stop watching you at about 2:30ish.
Yes. I went on for another 50 minutes. But really, you should have ended like 10 minutes later. That's how close I was to the ending when you left, Mike.
Oh
There was
my
like
God.
there was a true 10 minutes left of that game. But here's what happened to me. First of all, that game is the most padded game I've ever played in my life. By far. It brings it from an 8 to a 6 by the end of it. It was an 8 for the first half, and then it went down to the 6 in the second half. But it was going to be a 7 until the last 45 minutes. Here's what happens, and this isn't really a spoiler to say because it happens a million times in the game.
And
You
it
think
sucks.
it's about to end, and then What? Never mind. Fall through the floor. You're back in the nest again. Like, what? Like, come on. Just let the game end. But that's not what the problem was. So you fall down there, and I guess the alien, like, attaches you to the wall with, like, its goo, right? So you're, like, constrained, restrained, whatever you want to call it. And you break free. First time, okay, cool. There's a whole bunch of those eggs around, and you got your shotgun. I'm like, oh, this sucks. This could be tough, because those things move around real quickly. So I shoot the one egg, I move forward, and then two of them come at me. I get the first one, but I miss the second one. It face hugs me. I'm like, oh man, I hope it doesn't start me really far back. No, it starts me right there again.
All right,
I'm
cool, not that bad.
restrained and whatever. I break free from the restraints, but for some reason she's still wobbling like this, as if she's still in the restraints, and I'm like waiting, and the screen is like wobbling like this, and I'm like, this is weird. So I go forward, and I'm able to shoot the egg because it's pretty big, but then I get to the part where the two things try to jump at you, and I'm like moving like this, trying to shoot the thing. I die. I'm like, wow, okay, I think that was a glitch. I think that was a bad bug. Restart. Nope, never mind. It's ingrained into the save now. It's saved with me having the wobble.
So bad.
And I died. I don't even know how many times I died. I died probably 36 times trying to get through this. It is the most frustrating bug I've ever faced in a video game, by far.
That's so bad.
It, like, imagine a screen wobbling like this and having these tiny little aliens moving at this and jumping at your face and trying to shoot them that way.
No thanks, pass.
It was, and I just refused. I'm like, I'm finishing this damn game tonight. And I was like, Kristen's gonna flip out at me. She's gonna be so pissed, but I cannot not finish this game because Evil Within is coming out on Friday. I have to finish it. Everybody in the chat loved it. They thought it was hilarious. I thought it was.
Consider reverting to a previous save. And
It
just replaying?
It's saved
Over
into the
top
save.
of-
It's saved into the save that way.
Okay, I had
Yeah.
a bug once. I was playing. What was it?
That's still a
Dragon
bug
Age
once.
Origins, and there was a thing where like you have to defend a town, and there's like these undead, whatever they're called, coming down the hill, and I hadn't saved in like 3 hours, and I went into this mission, and halfway through, the whole mission bugs. Like it's not progressing, nothing else is coming down. I'm running around, I'm trying to break out, like nothing. It's just completely locked down. It isn't working. I was so angry because I had to go back and replay the last 3 hours.
Oh,
So then
man.
I play again the next 3 hours to get back to where I was. Didn't learn my lesson. Didn't save before I went in, and was it Redcliffe? It might have been, and it happened again. I didn't pick up that game for like 2 years after that. I was so
Yeah, that'll do
angry.
it. There's a line for sure where it's just like, well, guess I'm not playing this game.
Yep.
It broke the entire game. Like you couldn't get out of it. You couldn't do. I mean, I still love the game, but now every time I do that quest, I save like 4 times beforehand,
Yep.
so that I can go back to.
That was like me with
one of
Ori and the
those
Blind
saves.
Forest. Like for the first like hour, or probably no, let's say like 4 hours. Like I was trying to get myself into the mindset of save over and over and over again, but it took like 4 hours for me to finally get in that mindset. Like you just need to, after every single attack, just save. Like
yeah.
every time you get a chance to save. Because I lost so much time that game
shit.
to that save system.
Someone donated $15, by the way.
Another
Did we see
$15
the Afterlife
donation.
donations? I haven't seen any.
They're not popping up.
Yeah.
No, I don't see them
Derek
popping
did.
up.
Thank you, Derek.
Thank you so much, Derek.
Where are
Let
you
me
guys seeing?
check something real quick.
You guys are probably seeing something on your end.
I have the thing in the bottom left-hand corner that's showing the number going higher. So now it's up to 415, so I know.
Yeah, I see the number. I just don't see who it is. I don't see it in the chat anywhere.
Mm-hmm. I know
I don't
why
see
it's
it
not
popping
showing up.
Did you disable it?
No, it's not disabled. It's a part of my game stream layout. It's not a
Mm.
part of the talk show layout. So I'm going to go right now and
Noob
get it.
move. Now you are the noob guru.
Nope. That's me.
The noob guru, doesn't that mean that you like train noobs? That's
I
what I
am
always thought it
the-
meant.
To me, it was always like, out of all the noobs, I am
Mhm.
the one that they look up to.
Okay.
You are the noobiest of the noobs.
Yeah, like
The
I am
noob
I am
leader.
their guru. Like for all newbies, for all fresh
Thanks for
greenhorns.
using Stream Pro with Extra
There's an example of it.
You
All
can
right, so I'll copy
customize
that
the
in.
look and feel
All right.
of this message in your widget settings.
In your widget settings. Thank you.
That's not annoying.
But yes, I've always liked the name Noob Guru, but I don't know why.
Have you? It's weird because I've really started to hate it over the last like,
Really?
many years, and yeah, everybody was like, no, it works, and I'm like, all right, I'll keep it. Otherwise, I was
It
gonna change
definitely
it
rolls
a
off the
while
tongue.
ago. Does it?
It does. There's something special about it.
All right, well,
something
I'm glad
very
I tapped
special.
into it.
All right.
Very Something very Mike McLaughlin about it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's for sure.
Plaster
Yeah.
my name everywhere, Kelly. Thanks.
Yeah, as if everybody's gonna know your name by now. Right. You can barely
Say
see
my
it.
name.
That got creepy real quick there.
Mike.
All right,
See,
we
she
need to
did.
do a test alert, or somebody needs to donate.
Somebody needs to donate.
I'll do a test alert. I need to
Or
do a test.
donate.
Or somebody can donate again. It's
I
up to you
think you
guys.
should donate.
You guys should donate. That's for sure.
There
All
we
right,
go.
Extra Life event.
Thanks
Johnny
for
is,
using Stream Pro with
bringing out
Extra
the
Life.
claws.
You can customize the look and feel of this message in your widget settings.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, good enough for now.
For
You
now.
can always do it later.
Yeah. For now, that'll work, guys.
We're not sitting here watching you spend 6 hours making the.
I was just
frame
gonna
by
say,
frame
you don't want to
insert.
have a creative stream if you making a frame.
I do
by
want to make
frame.
sure we get alerts at the least of Extra Life donations. So it's there now. You guys have it.
God.
I think you may have messed up your extra life counter though.
Did I? Oh no, yeah,
It says
it'll refresh.
428.49.
Yeah, it'll refresh. Let me go back to the pre-show and then go back, and it should work. Updates. Did it work?
No.
I'm on a delay, so I don't know.
Son of a gun!
All right. Anyway, how's Evil Within? Well,
Okay.
How was the end of Alien? I mean, you
It-
finally happy to be done.
I mean, so
Yeah.
happy to be done. I'll be completely honest with you. Like, that game went on like 6 hours too long.
yeah,
probably.
I absolutely believe you.
It just
Just from the little bit that I watched.
yeah, it's unfortunate.
And
it really
sucks
is.
'cause I wanted to play it, but I'm really happy I didn't because I would have given up on it probably very quickly.
Yeah, it started off really strong. You guys heard me. I mean, I talked about it for several weeks about how I thought it was a really, really cool game. I probably would have given it an 8 if it ended.
For an Alien game, especially at the
Yeah.
very beginning, it was very good.
If it was 12 hours long, I probably would have given it an 8. 18 hours though, yeah, down to a 6, man.
Nope, absolutely.
And
not.
I mean, that bug really did hurt my experience at the end there.
But even still, if it's going on that long, that's not okay to me.
Yeah.
I think that there's absolutely no reason for padding like that.
I just don't understand what they were thinking. Like, what was the rationale behind making it that long? There was a clear point where they could have ended it. Like, really could have ended it around 12 hours in. And I wonder what in their minds they were thinking, like, this isn't enough to justify $60. Like, I wonder.
Right.
I wonder what was going on there. Like, we don't have a multiplayer mode. We need to add more onto this. I'm very curious. I would like to know more about
The
that.
best part was when Seamus donated.
Oh, and got my
Stream
scare. Yeah, by the way, I did deactivate scares for the talk show tonight, guys.
No.
We will activate it for the Halloween streams, of course.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
for this, I didn't want us to be.
Are you
freaking
doing a
out.
Halloween stream? It is on a Tuesday, right? So that's definitely my day.
That's your day. Yeah. Oh no, I just meant like the Sunday before will be our
Okay.
Halloween stream.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do a Halloween talk show the Sunday before Halloween for sure, and maybe we'll dress up. I have no idea.
Are you
But
guys gonna dress up?
Yeah, I'm doing something special.
I'll figure out something.
Nice.
Nice.
I might not be technically dressing up in the way that you're thinking, but I'm definitely doing something for it.
Evil Within.
Yes.
Play 2.5 hours. So much different from the first game in so many
Yeah, that's what I've
ways.
been seeing.
First off, more personal. 100% more personal. It doesn't really get into the horror very quickly, which was surprising because Evil Within 1, like, it drops you into like this guy with a chainsaw within like the first 10 minutes, and it's just grotesque and disgusting, and you're just like in a nightmare right off the bat.
I think they realized their audience
Mm-hmm.
for the second one.
Yeah, I think they realized that we wanted to know more about the daughter for one. That's one of my biggest grievances with the first game is they lead you there, like they give you some journals and all that, but it's like, oh, come on, like this is the crux of the story for me, like give me more. And it goes right into that at the start of Evil Within 2. I don't want to
That's why
spoil
I stopped
anything.
watching.
Yeah.
Because the moment I heard you say I know where this is going,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I don't want to see it. It's too late for this. I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch this.
So
I made the right choice.
It gets there very quickly. It does and it doesn't. It's not what you think it is.
Okay.
It's a nightmare. I'll just say it's a nightmare.
Okay.
The game starts that way, but it does then get very quickly into story about the daughter, and the whole game really is about the daughter, which was very, very pleasing to me. But on top of that, it's kind of open world in some ways now. Like, they have big areas with branching paths and side quests and cinematics that you might not even encounter. There's characters in safe houses that, like, you have a dialogue tree now with these characters, and just a lot different than I thought it was going to be. And this isn't really something I necessarily wanted in an Evil Within game, but so far it's working. It actually is working pretty well for me. And I know Rick, who's already finished the game, he played like 16 hours straight and finished it. Guy's insane. He loved it.
Yeah.
So I usually find myself agreeing with Rick pretty often. So I have a feeling this is going to be one of my favorite horror games. I know that it's one of his now, one of his favorite horror games ever. So
That's crazy.
It's great, man. You guys, I haven't
thought it
looked
was
at the
nuts.
reviews. Do you have any idea?
You know what? I haven't either. I've been so busy with other stuff, and then playing my own games. I need to look at it because it's sounding like it's something that's down my alley. I wasn't really at all interested in the first one. And from all the pugs and everything that I had at the beginning, I'm very glad I didn't get into it when it came out. But this one, I'm especially like with talking to Rick, the bit I have, and seeing your conversations with him about it. Like, I definitely want to get into this game now. But that's going to be. I think that and Assassin's Creed are going to be those games that wait till there's a dead area, maybe early next year or something like that.
Right.
81 on Metacritic. Wow.
Nice, very good.
Which
Strong
is a little
score.
bit lower than I thought it would be.
I think it's about right,
Yeah.
and I think the first game was in the 70s, right?
Definitely an improvement.
Yeah, it's really good, especially in the horror
I hope
genre.
it doesn't feel like it gets drawn out. I think that's what
Right.
people are afraid of.
Well, that was the first
So-
game.
Right,
Kind of like
exactly.
Alien Isolation. It did overstay its welcome a little bit, probably about 2 hours.
Okay.
Not drastically. It was a little bit like, okay, I'm ready for this game to end, but I wasn't frustrated like Alien, where I was
Okay.
just like, this is ridiculous.
It's just like, all right,
let me out of
right,
here.
Right, I'm done. Yeah.
Like that was just so frustrating. Evil Within was never frustrating. It was just like, okay, this could have ended 2
Well,
hours
guys,
ago, and I
speed
would
it
have
up,
been
right,
happy
yeah,
about that.
exactly.
First one was in the 70s, says Rick. So
Cool.
they're stepping up, and graphically, man, definitely a step up.
Oh, good.
Huge step up graphically.
Yeah, it looks really nice. I remember what.
It looks
I
like a
said when we
game
were
meant for
watching.
current gen, as opposed to the first game.
Well, Rick even said that there's small like open worlds too, which is
Yes, there
crazy.
is. Yes, there is. Yeah, branching paths, side quests, characters that you can talk to.
Not
and-
at all what I expected from this game.
Neither.
Anyway.
I kept myself in the dark for the most part on Evil Within 2, and so these things took me by surprise.
Yeah.
It definitely didn't feel drawn out to me. There are 3 pretty clear acts, so that's pretty cool. Great to hear.
Nice.
Did you play anything you want to talk about?
Shadow of War.
Oh yeah.
Did not expect to like it. I wasn't even intending to get it right away, and then leading up maybe about the week or so prior, I just started getting like really into it and looking more into it. I really liked what I was seeing about it and everything, and I missed the first one, and I always regretted missing out on the first one. But in ways I'm actually happy I didn't. Because the first one people really liked, and a lot of people thought it was very underrated, but everybody said that this is a clear succession to that, and they improved greatly upon the first, and it's great. It looks really nice. They do a very good job explaining the story from the first game for people that did miss out, like me. So I didn't feel like there was anything I didn't need to see. It kind of clearly shows you where it's supposed to fall in line. Like, should it ever become canon, it clearly can fit in that universe perfectly. You interact with Shelob, and you interact with I can't remember the goddess in the
Yeah,
woods.
she's a woman, right?
Right, yeah. So they actually go really into her lore the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the goddess of the woods and everything like that. So they go into these things that were talked about in Tolkien's books, but never really
Fleshed out
very
Yeah.
well. But then we're afterwards, kind of like Star Wars lore. You hear about these things and then they flesh them out.
Did you mean Galadriel is in it?
Yes.
Galadriel
Yeah.
is, okay.
Yeah, so they go like really deep into all these different characters and things you never saw, so it could fit. And even your main character, it's crazy because he feels very overpowered, but he fits. The gameplay is different than what I expected too. It's very like take the fast-paced kind of jumping around like a superhero aspects of Infamous with the I have to be sneaky and kind of take these villains by surprise, as well as the combat system of Batman.
Oh, okay.
Of, like,
Yeah, no
Arkham.
surprise there. Yeah.
So it's like a combination of the two, which I thought it flows so well. And I'm
The
just
combat
starting
in the
to get
first
to-
one was strong as well. I just think for me, the first game fell into that rut that so often these open world games do, where it got repetitive and I got bored. And
See, that's the thing, is that this one, I'm afraid, like, I keep going into it thinking I'm afraid it's going to get there, but usually I would start feeling that already, because I've been able to put in roughly 8 or so hours, maybe a little bit less, maybe about 6 or so plus, and I would start to feel that over and over again, and all I'm thinking about right now is I kind of wish it wasn't Sunday so I could be playing it tonight. Like, I'm excited to come home tomorrow after work and get into it, because you're able to, with your recruiting of all these villains, like, I was like, all right, how many times am I going to recruit a captain and, not, and how long is it going to be until I don't care, but I do care. Like I keep getting like these, this one captain comes in, I see this other captain come, and then suddenly this other captain finds me and I have to fight him, and then one of my captains who I thought was going to fight with me decides to betray me and come after me instead, so I have to do that, and I have to build the army back up and send this person. Like I don't know what the first one had that this one didn't, but like building up your orc captain army to go, like, so you have like the captains, and then you have the war chiefs, and then you have everything like that.
Yeah, the first
and
game
then,
had the Nemesis system, but they definitely evolved
did
it
they
in
have
this
the
game.
thing where you can like have your orcs spy on the other ones?
I think so. If I could be wrong on that. It's been a while, but I think so.
Danny was sitting with me, and she was actually kind of interested in watching it, and I was like, she's like, oh, that guy's gonna come get you, because I was doing the one mission. I was like, yeah, he thinks he is, but see, those 3 big guys are behind him. They're working with me, so they're gonna betray him in a second. And as I said that, they like, he comes at you like a Nemesis would normally would, and then one of your guys goes and betrays and just like bashes him on the head and starts doing it. So he's already almost dead by the time you fight him. So there's a lot into there. The loot's really good. I don't know, I'm really, really into this. Like it's
Nice.
far deeper of a game than I ever anticipated.
So that's what Rick said. I hope it continues to be that way, because it started off that way for me with the first one. But that's me in general when it comes to those kind of
No,
games.
absolutely.
So.
It's definitely not. I'll be honest. It's not your type of game.
No.
It 100% is more of my type of game than I thought it would be. So I'm excited. I'm going to finish this game. I'm hopeful. I'm not going to finish before South Park Tuesday, but
Oh yeah, that's right around the corner. I forgot
South
about
Park
that.
is Tuesday, and then Mario is next week.
Yep.
I'm screwed, but like luckily I'm in a good point of the year. Like I have Shadow of War, I have South Park, I have Mario, and then I don't really have anything I need to get until Call of Duty, and that's it. And all those games kind of start to scratch a different itch. So I think I'm fine.
Let's get some of the prize wheel spins
Yeah, we have,
done.
what,
Warm
4 or
Coat
5?
and then Johnny, and
Warm
then
Coat,
we have
Johnny,
2
we
extra
have
life tips. John and Derek.
and then Derek.
So Warm Coat first. This one is for you, Warm Coat. Thank you so much for your resub. Really appreciate that. And we'll do Johnny after this.
And Derek, yes, Switch streams are incoming. Would you rather?
Okay.
All right.
That was Warm Coat. So Warm Coat, if you're in the chat, choose a number between 1 and 5. Let's go to the open. We keep getting like the later would you rathers, but we're missing some of the early ones. Let's choose a number between 1 and 5. This next one is for Johnny. Yes, do me. We got lip sync challenges back on here too.
Ooh, close. Quote ad.
Quote ad goes to Johnny. I'll do that right now. Give tickets. Quote ad. This keyboard. Johnny. Poolside 1. There you go, Johnny. That one is for you. Next up, we had who was
John.
first?
John.
It was Review Guy. Review Guy with the $10 donation to Extra Life. Getting that ball rolling tonight. Thank you so much. Keep it going, guys. Help out kids in need. Injured,
Nice. Google
sick.
Translate.
Yes, very nice. You want to try and do it?
Sure.
Go ahead. And lastly, for Derek, with the $15 donation to Extra Life. Thank you so much. And Video Game Magazine. We'll do that right now. Get out the free cam. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna show you guys where the free cam is located. Back there. That's where the magazines are. So let's grab a random one here. Grab a random.
Oh, by the way, did you see that Mario?
Oh, wow. Look how old this is.
Jeez, dude, that's
Siphon Filter,
super old.
Omega Stream, and Jack 2. This is going to be tough to do by
That's
myself.
going
here, but,
to be 2001.
It's
No.
probably, no, it's after that because Jack 2 was a sequel to Jack 1. So
Right.
this is probably like 2003. Yep, April 2003.
Wow.
April 2003. I will try my best to do this by myself here. Sony's Epidemic goes online with Siphon Filter. We got Dark Cloud 2. Dark Cloud 2 is the front cover here on the back side. Love Dark Cloud 2. What an amazing game that was. I would love to see another Dark Cloud 2, actually.
Or even a remake or like a remaster.
Once again, a sign of the times here. Drive it hard, drive it fast, guys.
Love it.
Crazy Tax. No, not Crazy Tax. That's King of Roots 66, whatever the hell that is. Jack 2 is the cover story. Let's go to that. I want to go to Jack 2 real quick. Where are you at, Jack 2? Oh, here's Siphon Filter Omega Stream.
Nice.
first
like that game.
online Siphon Filter. That was the one done by, I want to say, Ready at Dawn or Ben Studios, one of those guys.
Huh.
Having trouble finding Jack 2. Ooh, Game of the Month. Yes.
That's
Yes,
right down
it
your alley.
is Game of the Month. Holy shit, what did it get? It better got like a 10. Come on now. That was, of course, Wind Waker, guys. This game better have a 10 in here.
Def Jam I want to see what Def Jam Vendetta had. 8.5. Jesus.
Where is it? Final Fantasy Origins with a 9.25. That's
Not too
1 and
shabby.
2. There it is, a 10. Yes, a 10 for Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, one of my favorite games of all time. Honestly, right up there with Ocarina of Time for me. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. I freaking love that game. Kelly, what's your favorite Zelda game?
Y'all can't be mad at me.
I won't be mad at you.
Boy.
I've never played a single Zelda game in my life.
Okay, never mind. I'm a little mad at you.
I tried. My cousin, the first time we ever met, when we were 12 or 13, she liked Zelda, and I think she played. I don't remember which one she played. There was water involved.
That's
don't
probably
know.
Wind Waker then.
Maybe.
There's always
I don't-
water involved.
It was like 10 years ago. So whatever
Did
game.
it look
Zelda
very
game,
cartoon? Oh, well, it did look very cartoony. Did it
I
look
don't know.
like
It was
cell shaded
on-
cartoony?
It was on the DS. Whatever Zelda
Oh.
game had come out on the DS 10 years ago. And she was like, you should play it. It's really fun. And I did one puzzle where you have to like go through the ocean, but it's a maze because of the clouds.
Have you told
everywhere,
Joey
whatever.
this yet?
I
I'm
think-
pretty sure you're talking about Wind Waker.
It might have been. I don't know. And I was like, I don't get it. And I never played it
What?
again. And then I tried to play. Then I tried to play. The DS, the Nintendo store was like selling a bunch
Like
of
Phantom Hourglass, one of those ones?
one of the very like original ones. Like you could buy it from the Nintendo store, kind of like an emulator, like very very original. And I was like, I don't get it. I played it for like 10 minutes and
Wow.
then put it down. I know, and it sucks because I hear amazing things, and the world is really great, and the story is really great, and the lore is really great. I've never sat down and just done it. And I feel like if I just sat down and did it, I would like it. I just never done it. Joey, of course, this is when Joey shows up. Joey, I've never played. I've told you this before.
Heartbroken.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What else did we have on the prize wheel? We got the your Google Translate,
Yeah, that's it.
and we also had
That was it.
no, there was
Yeah,
one other
that's
one.
it.
Wasn't that's it?
That was it.
I thought there was something
Yeah.
we needed to do.
Nope, I'm just trying to get
No,
the.
you just need to do the not the video game magazine, the Google Translate one.
Okay, so I'll let you do that. Unless you don't want me to move on to TLEOS has no game.
No, go ahead.
You want me to move on? Okay, guys, we're going to get into the official non-gaming portion
sorry,
of the
Joe.
show. It's called the Level Up Show Has No Game. 3 non-gaming topics at 2 minutes each. Are we ready? Born ready, right, guys? Right?
Oh,
I'm ready.
Okay. I need the cue, man. I need the cue. All right, first up. So Thor Ragnarok is actually more than just a Thor movie. It
Yes.
is actually the start to a trilogy, meaning the Hulk trilogy. So it's really cool. Mark Ruffalo was talking about his conversation with Kevin Feige, and he was asking Mark Ruffalo, like, what would you want a solo Hulk movie to be? If you were to get your independent Hulk movie, what would you want? And Mark Ruffalo didn't reveal exactly what he said, but he said, I would want this and this and this, and I would want it to end that way, so on and so forth. And Kevin Feige says, okay, I like all of that. How would you feel if we covered all of those in 3 acts with each Thor movie? Well, not even just each Thor movie, but Thor Ragnarok, and then each Avengers movie following that would be 2 and 3 of this Hulk trilogy, kind of, I think, ending in Planet Hulk, essentially, right?
I think that's what they're going for.
Right.
I would imagine. My God, I'm glad that they're doing this because this is something that I know I've talked about with certain people. I think like Glickman and everything like that because who is it? Universal that has the rights to the Hulk. Is it Universal?
That was who did the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah,
as we're looking on
so
screen
they
right
have
now.
the rights to the Hulk, and they basically are not letting them make a standalone Hulk movie. That's why we will not get one. So we will not get one because of that. So this is their way of giving us the Hulk movie that we all deserve.
Yeah, because they haven't gotten it right yet. Incredible Hulk wasn't bad, and I liked Edward Norton as Banner. I actually thought he was a pretty.
I
good
thought he was
choice.
great as Banner, but the problem is it didn't get received as well. I think,
Yeah.
from people in general. I don't understand why, but he's also a pain in the ass to work with. So
Norton is.
yeah,
I think I've heard that before.
he's
Yeah.
a pain in the ass to work with, and he was very passionate about this. Like, he wanted it done the right way, and they didn't want it back.
Rick said it as well. Yeah, Universal, they're stopping it. They've done it multiple times now. But still, this is great news that we're getting essentially what is the Hulk movie, but split into 3 parts, a part of the next 3 Marvel movies, which is cool. Next up, so here is
My God.
The Last Jedi trailer.
My God.
We didn't get to do a reaction together.
No,
That's
but
why I
you
put
did
it on here.
quick, man.
Yeah,
You were right on top of that.
I wanted to make sure that I was, and it did pretty well for us. But
Yeah.
I didn't get really to talk to you about how you felt. Like, you watched it live on TV, right?
I did. I had to suffer through that terrible, terrible game. My God, the Vikings are just bad. I haven't watched.
We only got 2 minutes, Mike.
Sorry.
Talk about the trailer.
So oh my God, it was exactly what I needed to see. Just the music, the pacing, the way that everything was shot. Things like when she puts her hand down, the rocks split and it starts floating. You never would have gotten in the original trilogy. But they did it in such a tasteful way that it fit. Unlike with The Phantom Menace, when everything was just about CGI, they used it the right way in this, just like they did with The Force Awakens, I felt like. And they even tried to make certain scenes, while they were more advanced than they had for the original prequel, the original trilogy, they weren't as outlandishly CGI filled as the prequels were, and they made it look nostalgic in a way.
Yeah, a lot of people are complaining about what is revealed in this. You can see on screen there.
I know, my God, I'm gonna
Like, it's
stress
implying
the
there
air
that
quotes.
Kylo might shoot down the ship that Leia's on. Like, he's having this, like, moral conundrum. You can see he's actually questioning himself. But we have no idea necessarily that scene even is connected with Leia being on the ship.
There's
just
absolutely
like
nothing.
at the end here, a lot of people focusing on Kylo reaching out his hand and seemingly Rey and him are joining forces. But again, like, they look like they might be in 2 entirely different locations. Like,
Right, exactly.
Kylo Ren is in front of, like, fire. He's
Right.
in like some type of like volcanic area.
And Rey's
Almost
in a
looks
cave
like,
or something.
Yeah, Rey looks
and
like
I
she's
think
in a
that's
cave.
the scene where Luke is talking to her. Like, there's definitely things that you can connect from other scenes that they are not connected at all.
Yeah, so
Yeah, whatsoever.
misleading. I think that they are definitely being
But
deceptive
Snoke.
with this. Snoke looked awesome, and his voiceover at the beginning was excellent. It was a great trailer. It actually got me
No, I
a
wanna
little
watch
bit
it again.
teary-eyed even when I
Yep.
was doing the reaction. And I'm going to put a poll in the chat in just a moment, but let's do this story real quick. Blade Runner 2049 is a commercial disaster.
Yeah, my God, I did not. I mean, especially with the hype that it was getting, I did not expect this.
And the reviews are reviewed incredibly well.
Right.
Top critics giving it over 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. It only made 32.8 million the first weekend, and this weekend it made like 14 million. It was
I've only
actually
heard
second
amazing
place.
things about this. Like,
Same
everybody
here.
that I know that's gone to see it has loved it.
Right, but the problem is it's just not selling tickets. Like, people are not going to see it, and I don't understand why. I don't know if it's just a bad time. There's nothing really else
I
that came
think
out.
what it is that like Blade Runner is kind of like a niche cult movie when you think
Yeah, it
about
is.
it. And I'm not sure why they gave this movie a $150 million budget. It should have been more like around 80 to 100 million. And yeah, we wouldn't have gotten a as visually spectacular movie, but I think that would be more in line with the fan base that it has. As much as maybe huge Blade Runner fans don't want to admit it, it isn't like
A great movie.
it doesn't have a huge mainstream following. It's like
Right.
considered like this iconic sci-fi film. But I also wanted to talk about this tonight because I just watched Blade Runner for the first time all the way through. Never seen it from beginning to end.
Right.
And really like took it all in. I wasn't blown away by it.
No, it's definitely. I mean, here's the thing, and this is what sucks, and I know I'm gonna rub people the wrong way. It's a pretty decent sci-fi movie, but it's definitely not this amazing. Like, this is what sci-fi is.
It's visually really well done, especially for the time. The audio, though, I will say, I thought was terrible. I hated the audio mixing in it. I thought it sounded so muffled and all this. But forgetting all that, it really is a style over substance movie. Maybe that's not a problem for you. Maybe you're okay with like all the world building happening through visuals. It does a pretty decent job with that. But it's just, there's not a lot to it, in all honesty. And I want to talk about this a little more real quick so I don't leave it off like with you guys misunderstanding me. I liked it. Don't get me wrong. But for everybody that talks about this film being like the pinnacle of sci-fi,
Right,
and all this kind of
sci-fi,
stuff, I honestly expected more out of this
No,
film.
it's good, but it's not nearly as like untouchable as people try to.
And I also want to point out, I watched Final Cut, which is the version everybody says to watch. and I just here's one of my big complaints, and a lot of people have this complaint. I saw after I watched the film, I went online, like, and this is especially on Tonight where we're going to be talking about this later. He essentially rapes the one girl, Deckard.
Mm-hmm.
He basically sexual assaults her.
Yeah.
Kelly, have you seen the movie?
I
Yes,
have not.
She's actually. Oh,
Okay.
No, she hasn't.
I don't know how else to look at the scene.
Why are
There's
you
a
triggered?
scene where Sean, what's her name? Sean Young's or whatever her character is. She is trying to leave. He's coming onto her and she's trying to leave, and he literally chases her down, shuts the door, grabs her, throws her against the wall, pins her against the wall, and then tells her to say certain things to him, and then tells her to kiss him, all while looking very menacing and intimidating. And I don't know how else to look at the scene other than he raped her. But then at the end of the movie, after they've known each other for 2 days, he's like, "Do you love me?" And she's like, "Yes." And I'm like, what just happened in this film? Like, it made no sense to me. It's just a really weird,
I mean,
awkward
that does
scene.
make sense. It depends on how you look at abuse.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Like the Stockholm syndrome kind of thing.
Right.
It was such a bizarre scene, and all of Harrison Ford's acting in the film really, really bothered me. Like, he overacted every action scene. Like, anytime he was grabbed, he did this like weird, like weird, like overacting and stuff like that. And also on top of that, he's super inadequate. He's
sure
supposed to
somebody
be like the
clips that.
best Blade Runner in the world. He fails every single time in the film, so much so that this girl who doesn't even know how to shoot a gun saves his life by shooting miraculously this guy in the head. The best part of the film by far is Batty, who the actor does a phenomenal job, and everybody who talks about the Tears in the Rain monologue, yes, I'll give you that. Awesome scene from a script standpoint, visual standpoint, all of it was excellent. The last 20 minutes were excellent. Visually, just like spectacular. That's the best Harrison Ford impersonation I've ever seen. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really, really enjoyed the last 20 minutes and the message he was trying to leave us with. But the whole, is Deckard a replicant or not? Man, could they have been any vaguer with that? Like, everybody's like, oh, well, he left a little unicorn origami in there, and Deckard in the middle of the movie had a 5-second dream about a unicorn. Okay, yeah, if that's what does it for you,
right.
that's what Ridley Scott said does it, I guess. So it's his movie. I guess he's a replicant. But, man, like, just couldn't have been any vaguer. Once again, style over substance. And that wasn't even in the original cut from what I read. The unicorn scene isn't even in the original version. So how can you make a movie and tell us that he's the replicant and then not even give the backstory for why, or the symbology for it? Just it sounds like I hated the movie more than I did. I understand that. It wasn't a bad movie. I just was like, really? That was it? Okay, that was good. Cool. Cool movie, very, very visually stunning, but didn't really leave a lasting impression on me. All right. That's all I got.
Sounds good, Andrew.
And that's all I have
Thanks.
to say about that.
By the way, review guy, I'm still waiting on your language.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
John, give us a language for Mike to translate to. And I apologize to anybody that was very heartbroken by that.
I don't. Truth hurts, deal with it.
I saw a few people ready to leave. Thai. He wants it in Thai.
God.
So there you go.
Am I even going to be able to read that?
Good luck with that.
I don't know. Hold on. That might not be
Possible for you?
doable.
We'll find out.
Well, I'm going to have to see what it shows up as.
Hey, Joey, still waiting for my bus, he says, by leaving a sub.
Still waiting for my bus.
Yeah, good luck, man.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to. That's not even doable.
Yeah, that's not even a readable language.
Right.
I don't know what that says, guys. I don't know how I would even.
Yeah, you're going to have to choose another one, review guy. Man, no, you can't do it. Here's the thing. It's Google Translate. I don't know these languages. So you can't tell me to say them because I don't know how to read these characters.
Yeah, Mandarin is symbols.
Right.
Yeah, how's he gonna read that?
Why don't you just tell me to do it in Wingdings? That doesn't really mean
No.
anything.
Yeah, we need a readable language, John. Thank you so much to Joe. We're gonna do a wheel spin for Van.
Oh, by the way, speaking of John, I saw Milo Pony movie this evening.
His favorite movie of all time?
Apparently, my God. Listen, John, I love you, bud, but there's nothing wrong with kids movies. I love kids movies. Toy Story is definitely. I even said the other night, Toy Story is in my top 5s.
Yeah.
This is not. This is definitely not. It's not a bad movie in any way, but Danny even was like, eh.
All right, so supposedly if you do Mandarin, it'll be a worded version of it underneath. So
Really?
give that a shot. Also, thank you so much to Joey for that resub. Really appreciate it. I'm going to get a costume for Mike, and also welcome to Buddy Doze. We love when Buddy's here. All right, let me find you something to wear here, Mike. Find something good to wear.
Mandarin's not even in here.
Who's not in here?
Mandarin.
It might be
Mandarin's not in there.
Chinese simplified.
Oh,
maybe.
it is simplified? Okay.
I don't know, maybe.
I'm going to go with the giraffe in honor of Kristen. And, and of course, you need a giraffe tail. But it's going to be hanging from your beard.
Oh, no.
Did you get the text underneath the
Yeah.
characters? Okay.
All right. Put that on for your Google Translate. All right. So Mike is going to read something in Mandarin, and then we will find out the true meaning.
Wait, why is Rick against me right now?
I'm not sure. Why are you against Mike? Because you're always against Mike? Guys, this is the person who thinks Batman isn't cool and that Life and Death
no,
Note
that's
is the
Mike
best
is
character
the
ever.
worst.
No, that's
Oh, he's talking about John.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I mean, because John is the worst.
Because John is the worst, yes.
Oh, wow.
All right.
All right.
Do it to it. Good luck.
Zeishi Yishang, Nizan Shiki, Laizai Yinkang, Di Jidi De Fanpan, Yuzu Faichuan, Ying Dere, Taiman, Dui Zi Yi, Yide Digwao, Dedi Yisi Shenglai, Zai Sandu Zhong, Hanjun Jiande.
Oh my god, you're giving me a cramp.
Kike Mimi Dewa Digwao De Zongji Wookie.
Wookie? There's a Wookie in here.
No, WQI.
Si
Wang
fluffy
Zizing.
looking nerf herder?
Yig Zingrua Kong Jingzuan Yu Zagu De Lilang Chizu Zenge Dikwai.
You gotta hurry this shit up, man.
Yu Digu Di Zi Deli Rensu Zikwai Di Li
There
Ya
you go.
Gangzu Yutide Xingjian Yiki Zai Zhaizang Zhueze Tao Lai Di Jiwa De Baoguan Rei En Kei Zhengzhui Ta Deni Renmin Bing
Oh
Hufu
my god, this is the longest one
Dui
ever.
Xingzi De Ziyao.
So if my Mandarin is good, this is going to be like a 10-word sentence, right?
No.
Because Mandarin is so much longer than the English version.
Oh my god, this is actually hurting. Can I take this
Actually,
off?
it's the other way around.
Oh, is it? Am I thinking of a different language?
Yeah, Mandarin is like for every 10 words you say in English, it's like 2 or 3 characters.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
In English.
It's a period of civil war. Rebel spaceships striking from a hidden base
my God.
have won their first victory against the evil Galactic Empire. During the battle, rebel spies managed to steal secret plans to the Empire's
Oh, so
ultimate
you
weapon,
actually did
the
say
Death Star,
Wookiee.
an armored space station with enough power to destroy an entire planet. Pursued by Empire's sinister agents, Princess Leia races home aboard her starship, custodian of the stolen planets that can save her people and restore freedom to the galaxy.
That's so funny because I actually thought Wookiee was
What's
a
funny is
translation.
it wasn't at all whatsoever, but it just
Wow, that just happened. Thank you so much, Joey, for the. Oh, that wasn't Joe. That was
John.
that was John. Thank you so much, John, for the resub. Actually, the extra life donation, even
Yeah.
better. Thank you so much for the extra life donation. Keep them coming, guys. Anything worth $5 more, get you a spin on the prize wheel. That means subbing, resubbing, pledging on Patreon, cheering, tipping, donating to Extra Life. The best thing you can do right now. The levelupnetwork.weebly.com/extra life, bottom left-hand corner. Go to that link, donate whatever you have the means to. 5, 10, 100, doesn't matter. Of course, it's all adding up. We've gotten $25 tonight already. Keep that ball rolling. Start to train, guys. We're going to get to the biggest goal we've had yet. Let's see if we can surpass 10,000. I want to say 300 was our
original
best team goal we've ever had.
I thought it was closer to 11 than that.
I looked recently and it was low 10,000s.
I was wrong.
So we can do it.
Yeah, we absolutely can.
I think we can do it. We
as
just got
long
to
as
get
we
that
don't
ball
get to
rolling.
20,000, I'm okay with whatever we get.
Yeah, you would be. All right, moving on. Let's get into what we like to call the community question of the week. Tell us about that, Mike.
Community question of the week is a segment that Crispin usually reads off. but I
Crispin.
will.
Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover usually reads off. But it is where you can go onto our Discord, the Level Up Show, go into community question of the week and answer the week's questions. This week's.
Pause.
Oh.
I want to look
okay.
at the poll real quick.
Look at the poll.
So you guys were asked what you thought was happening with Kylo Ren reaching out to Rey, and the majority of you are saying other. None of these, meaning you don't think Rey is going to the dark side, you don't think Kylo is going to the
In
light
that
side,
scene.
you don't think he's reaching out to Luke, you don't think he's reaching out to Finn, you think something else. But there are several people that did think that Kylo is going to come over to the light side of the Force.
I don't
It's
see
possible.
it.
You don't see it happening?
Not in this movie. I don't see it.
I think you see it maybe towards the end.
What if he already is on the light side?
Right, like you just see the reveal, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, what if he's a double agent? What if he's Severus Snaping us?
I don't think so. I did see an interesting analysis of the first, not the first movie, but the first one in the trilogy, the seventh movie, where that one person dies that I still don't want to say because, one, I don't want to spoil it, and two, I still can't believe it happened. But
If you hold on, if you haven't seen this yet, you're not a fan.
Well, let's still. I get it. Let's take it easy. Yeah.
So there's basically you know the scene I'm talking about when that one person
Yes.
dies.
Of course.
So there's somebody analyzed it like frame by frame, and they think that the guy actually killed himself. So it would
Well,
look
yeah, I've
like
seen
the other
that.
guy did it.
Right,
So
there's
he would be safe, but
there's a
it needed
conversation
to
that
even
takes
have to-
place.
Right.
Right.
So I'm wondering if now that we've seen kind of a similar possible situation playing out, how that's gonna go. Because I don't think, I mean, it's shown obviously that Kylo is not truly evil or truly
He's
dark.
not a
He
Sith.
obviously has those,
Mhm.
right, he obviously has those moral qualms, and he obviously feels bad and feels he has some sort of moral compass, at least, if a good or bad, whether or not he's following it, he at least sees it because he knows, like, maybe I shouldn't be doing the things I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do think it was kind of he might have just been like reaching for a lightsaber, reaching for a comrade, like, and I do definitely think that they spliced it together to put that hope of like, oh, maybe he's gonna go reach for Rey, but I don't think that's at all.
To Guitar Freak, without going into detail, it's not as simple as that though. It's not as simple. The person
Right.
who dies might have wanted that to happen, or at least been complicit in it because he understood the ramifications of it. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to go into detail on it, but I actually do subscribe to the theory that
I do. I mean, you see
that the person who died was totally in on it and allowed it to happen and knew it would happen and knew that it needed to happen in order for future events within the series to take place. That's my opinion, but we can't go into detail on it. So let's move on. What is the question of the week, Mike?
Community question of the week is The Last Jedi trailer released, and it's awesome. What is your favorite movie trailer of all time? How about video game trailer? What is your criteria for a great film / video game trailer?
Rick Grimes trailer.
What? How is that? How was one
Because he
the
said
other?
Graham. So I went with Grimes.
But Derry Habanero said that Sausage Party hilarious trailer without giving away whole movie. Any of the Fallout trailers are great, but I'm a Fallout Dystopian Future fan. Great trailers have to give you a flavor without giving you the story. It does help if you enjoy the series too. I am sure some people think Star Wars is stupid and uninteresting, but they just do not understand.
I love the end of that. They just don't understand.
Right? No, there was actually a couple people that were saying something about it, and it's just like, why are you even commenting here? Like, shut up. You're not wanted. But yeah, no, I really like Sausage Party trailer. I thought it made the movie.
That was a great
look very-
trailer.
I wouldn't have watched the movie if it wasn't for the trailer.
I will say, yeah, I think the trailer is better than the movie in that case. That's
Yeah.
one of those ones where the movie was not great. It was good, but the trailer was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rios is love, Rios is life.
Hey, that is another Extra Life donation. $5. Who was that? I can't read it. I gotta look at the Extra Life link.
What it said.
It was from the Bulldog Brad. Thank you so much, Brad, for that Extra Life donation. Keeping that ball rolling tonight. Really appreciate that. Let's get through community question of the week, and then we'll spin the wheel for Brad. But this
John,
was a fine answer.
You can't say Star Wars sucks when you say that My Little Pony is your favorite movie of all time. That just doesn't make sense, and your opinion is that invalid.
Nobody's opinion is invalid. Let's not go there.
Okay, his
It's
opinion's wrong.
definitely
Incorrect.
a bizarre opinion, in my opinion. But, he's totally entitled to it. That's the thing. But on Dirty Habaneros then,
Artistry billiard.
I agree Sausage Party was a great trailer.
Yes,
and
definitely.
you're right. People that don't like Star Wars don't understand. So we're going to give 1,000 points to
Who's that,
Ravenclaw.
Dirty Habanero?
Ravenclaw.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense.
You are triggering, Mike. You should have waited until the trigger prize, Will.
It's not trigger. It's just entertaining.
Next up, who was after Dirty Habanero?
I don't know.
Oh, well, you
tell
got
me.
the outline, don't you?
No, I don't. I didn't realize it was.
Why do you always do this to me?
I didn't know it was next to me until like 10 seconds ago. GFN 2112 responded with, oddly enough, both of mine released within the last year. For movie, I'd have to go with the most recent Thor Ragnarok trailer. It showed us some funny moments along with some action. There was enough in the trailer to get me hyped, but plenty was saved for the movie itself. Odin, Doctor Strange, Thor vs. Hulk, etc. For games, I'd have to go with The Last of Us Part 2. It came as a complete surprise, although that's incorrect because it was last year, not this year. Complete surprise, and I don't think I've ever watched a trailer more than this one. The song choice was perfect, and once again, there was just enough there to get me excited. At the end of the day, my criteria has always been what both of these trailers did: build hype without showing too much.
It happened at PXX last year, so he's right. It happened within the last year.
All right, within the last. Okay, I'm thinking of like within this year.
Within
All right,
2017.
within
No,
the
he means within
okay.
the last year, so he's
Gotcha.
right.
No, that's fine.
And God, both of those.
Both
yeah.
those are really good. I hate saying that newer things are like my favorites of all time, just because it's very fresh in my mind, especially something like the Thor. Like, and I'm not saying that you're wrong, but Thor, I agree with your reasoning for Thor. Like, I agree with that being a very good action movie style trailer. Like, this is a superhero movie trailer done the right way.
That's a well edited trailer in every sense of the
Yes.
word. Like the way the shots that they chose and the way it fits with the music, kind of like the Baby Driver trailer, for instance, or the new Punisher trailer. Here's the thing. It doesn't surprise me at all that your favorite movies are within the last year, because trailers are going to continue to get better and better over time. Look at your favorite movie trailers from 15 years ago. Look at Spider-Man 2. An awesome trailer at the time. Look at it now, just good. Because it really, I don't want to say that people weren't as talented back then. Like, I don't know what's changed. It's kind of like athletes. Athletes just keep getting better and better. I guess it's the same with video editing or something. But it just is. It's outdated. It looks like it's amateur in comparison to what we see nowadays. Maybe just more efforts put into trailers now because of YouTube and all this kind of stuff, and the way
sensationalist,
trailers are a big deal nowadays as opposed to before, where you just saw them in the movie theater. Now they get 100 million views on YouTube. It's a really big deal.
Right.
So more work is put into that. So I'm not at all
I think
surprised.
I think it actually goes back to a conversation we had a few weeks ago about Fortnite and PUBG, how they're very, very similar, which now playing Fortnite, I understand the exact replica-ness of it, but I think we had kind of touched upon how that's how innovation is born, and that's how new ideas are born, is building off of other things.
Right.
So when you have decades worth of trailers to go off of versus I've never seen a trailer in my life, when movie trailers first started coming out, you go, oh, well, I really liked what movie A did. I'm going to kind of build on that. And then, somebody else comes along and builds off what you built. And so they do get better and better and better and better. I don't think it necessarily has anything to do with YouTube, but, every time there's a new idea, somebody's going to build on that and make another new idea. And it's just going to keep getting better and better and better.
I think my point with YouTube is not like YouTube isn't directly affecting the trailers. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that more importance is placed on trailers nowadays because it does get seen by so many more people than it used to.
Right.
And for that reason, maybe they put a little bit more of a budget behind the trailer. And that might sound weird. Like, does a trailer even have a budget? I'm sure it does. You got a video editor, and it's like, yeah, instead of just like putting together a bunch of clips and throwing it to music, it's like, no, take your time with this. We want this to be a trailer that gets 100 million views. We want this to go viral, like it.
It definitely changes how they'll market it too.
Yes, it's a different time.
Right.
I feel like they kind of play more to that meme culture where things like rapidly spread, and you kind of have that dissonance humor, the kind of detached reality, dry humor that this generation kind of has.
Right.
So they definitely play to that kind of internet culture, I feel, more than they would in a movie theater where it's like, oh, big explosions because the surround sound. And,
yeah, right.
And they, exactly. They do it
yeah.
a little differently. They really make you look at the story and make you kind of relate to the characters more than just like guns, explosions, ooh, exciting.
Speaking of that, though, it really is an example again of people just building off of what's come before, because
Mm-hmm.
after that Inception trailer happened with the blong, it was
Everybody
every
does it.
trailer
It
after
was
that had
everywhere.
blong. It was
Yep.
everywhere.
Mhm.
So it's just an example of how things
It's just
build
I
on top
really
of what
liked
came
that
before.
for a while.
Yeah, I
was
mean, it's not
really
bad.
into it.
It has an emotional impact sometimes. But anyway, great answer, Rick. I 100% agree with you, man. So I'm going to give 5,000 points to Gryffindor for Rick.
I like that.
Next up.
Hetman RX responded with, my favorite movie trailer has to be The Wizard starring Fred Savage.
Wow, interesting
that
choice.
Mario 3 hype was real. Game trailer, the fresher the better. Red Dead Redemption 2. Geeked out over that one as well. The key to a good trailer is to tease the audience, give them enough to pique interest, but not show all the good scenes. So many trailers tell the whole story in a 30 to 60-second ad. Leave some wow factor for the real show. I agree, and that's why I like. That's why I like things like the new Star Wars trailer. I thought was a good trailer because there was enough misdirection, and you still don't have any idea what the hell is really going on. So that's like, yeah, you have a lot of trailers that do fall into that, especially now that we're going into this thing that a teaser to a trailer. I have to actually say that there's a teaser to a trailer, but the teaser to a trailer is 2 minutes long, and then the actual trailer is like 4 minutes long. Like, how much are you gonna show me that I haven't seen before? Like Justice League, let's take for instance. Like, I feel like I know a lot of that movie, and it hasn't even come out yet.
Yeah, potentially. And there's also the 4-second teaser to trailers now, which once again is a way YouTube has affected trailers, that now they have a 4-second trailer or teaser before the trailer even starts, because they understand, actually 5 seconds, I'm sorry, because they understand that you can skip ads after 5 seconds. So for that reason, they've built in a 5-second version of trailers at the very beginning for those people that skip advertisements.
They gotta
So,
catch it.
Yeah, they
gotta
want to catch your
wanna
attention.
Not click it. Mhm.
Yep, as quickly as
That
possible.
said, I am ashamed. No, I'm not ashamed. I'm just saying I am. I'm not old enough to remember the Wizard trailer. I
Yeah,
don't
I would have to go
remember
back
it all.
and look at it.
Right, I would have to go watch it, but I can understand, at that
Hmm.
time, like if that was your way to get a glimpse of Mario, that was a great way to
Yep,
really.
my
push
cousin, very close to my cousin Ed. He's born in 1982. That was like he's told me about that before. Like that was a big deal.
Right.
When that was like, this is your first glimpse of Mario 3. If you want to see Mario
Right.
3, you got to see the Wizard.
Right.
Like like it was a big deal at the time. Kind of like when I went to see Wing Commander because the Phantom Menace trailer was supposed to be attached to it,
Oh my
and then
God,
it
there's-
wasn't,
how many,
and I
how
wanted
many
to
movies
kill
have you
myself.
gone to that like you had to see the movie that you didn't really want to see? You just did it for the trailer that was coming out that night.
Yeah.
Like that's happened so many times.
Again, something that YouTube has
don't get
completely
anymore.
changed.
Right.
Like you don't have to go to a movie now because you hear a trailer's attached to it. Just so
That was a
very
weird time though.
Yeah.
That didn't happen that often for a while. That was a weird like late 90s, early 2000s thing.
What was crazy about that, it was actually a double feature. First was Never Been Kissed with Drew Barrymore, and I think you know how I feel about Drew Barrymore, guys.
You love her.
Despise Drew Barrymore. So for one, I didn't really want to see Never Been Kissed because I hate that woman. And I don't hate her. But on top of that, Wing
strong.
Commander was what we thought we were going to enjoy of the two. Never Been Kissed actually turned out to be, a
Not
fine
bad.
little romantic
Right.
comedy. And then Wing Commander was god
Awful.
awful
Yeah.
and didn't have the Star Wars trailer attached to the beginning of it like it was supposed to. So wow, did that turn into a lousy night.
Yep.
But anyway.
Yep.
Moving on. What's up next?
That was a good good answer. I'm going to say 2,000 points to Hufflepuff.
I
for
was going to say the
creativity.
same
Hell
exact
yeah.
thing. Hufflepuff.
All right, the Bulldog Brad. Is it some anime thing?
No, it's not.
responded with my favorite movie trailer of this year. Anyway, might have to be Mayhem because it's good. It show a good bit of action and the story seems good from it. My favorite video game trailer might be Red Dead Redemption 2 because it shows a little in the trailer, but it gets you in the mood for it. 3, a good trailer, in my opinion, should not show anything important to the story. It should just show you bits and pieces, maybe some action, and the music has to be fitting to the trailer.
I'm going to give Brad a shout out here because he is the first person that said the most important thing to me in a trailer, and that is the music.
Right, absolutely.
You cannot have a great trailer without the right music choice.
Case in point, the best example I can give you of this is Batman vs Superman. Trailer A, absolutely deplorable. That movie something didn't sync up right with the music. The music didn't fit very well. Everything was off about it, and a lot of it had to do with the music. Trailer 2, severely badass. Like that was easily one of the better trailers for a superhero movie I think we got in years. I thought that was really well. Do you remember this? Remember when we were breaking these down?
Yep.
And it was night and day, and it was just because the music fit so well, and exactly like what Rick said. Rick said Thor Ragnarok was one of his. I'm gonna guarantee you it would have been this was a cool trailer if it didn't have the music that synced up with all those shots.
Yep.
You know, it just would have been like one of those things like, I'm excited for this movie, and that's it. That's all he's going to say about that.
The one that comes to my mind, actually 2 trailers. Kurt Baxter, he's the editor video editor for David Fincher, and does his movies, but also does his trailers. And the guy, in my opinion, is the most talented video editor out there right now. He actually also is somebody that we kind of know, which is kind of crazy. My mom works with somebody who's related to him. But his trailers for Social Network and for Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Yeah.
That's an example of taking a movie with content that shouldn't be an exciting trailer, right? Like Social Network, especially considering there's barely any dialogue in that trailer.
Right.
But the fact that it uses Creep by Radiohead, and not that version, it uses a different like choir version of it. That music choice is what makes that one of my favorite trailers. That is an amazing trailer. And on top of that, to go even ballsier with Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, he decided to not even show anything longer than like a 1-second clip. All it is a splice of like that.
Right.
You know, and it's just beating to that over and over again. You're just getting flashes of things from that movie, but out of context, seeing those flashes happen on screen, like the one shot of what's his name? He plays Bond, of course. Daniel Craig, the shot of him almost throwing up, and they don't show why, but those little moments there in splicing with these other violent scenes, it's like, wow, what is going to happen in this movie? Like, it plays with your expectations and also has an amazing musical number to back it up that is perfectly matched with the beat of the trailer. That is, to me, what makes a good trailer.
I agree.
All right, moving on. Great answer.
Brad. Answer. Who was that? Brad?
That was Brad.
I'm going to give 1,000 points to Slytherin. My Dark Passenger responded, favorite movie trailer of this year, at least, was the first trailer for Thor Ragnarok. My favorite video game trailer of all time has to be for Dead Island. Even though the game was nowhere near as cool as the trailer, I watched that so many times, as did I. I'm going to talk about that in a second. My criteria for a great trailer is simple, I guess. Does it get me hyped or not? I'd say 98% of the time, I am left without the hype. So, My Dark Passenger, great answer for both of those. I can understand both of them. But my God, Dead Island is a perfect example of how to get you feeling connected to a piece of content. Do you remember the trailer?
Undeservedly so.
Right.
Man, was that game not at all what they advertised.
It wasn't bad.
But it's not what they advertised.
Right. No, it's not at all what they advertised. Do you remember this trailer?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I remember, and you know what's crazy to me is that I think it was only out for... No, it wasn't even out. Believe it or not, Pat, our friend Pat, was the person who got me... got my attention with it, because I did not really care about it. I didn't really want to get into it. It definitely wasn't my type of game. I didn't really want to, care that much. And he's like, you need to watch this. And this is something weird, because this was at a time where he was in a transition. He's not really into games anymore, but this was right at the edge of when he actually cared about games. And for him to recommend this was like, all right, I need to watch this. And I teared up in that trailer. Like, I think I had just maybe had Danny or something like that. Like, it was at that time, like, exactly what it is. So there's things that are really gonna hit you. And that trailer was just so well done. The music was perfect. The way that it was shot, the way that it was edited, and the way that they designed the scene to go backwards. And you see why everything unfolded in the way that it did.
Yep. That's how you make a viral trailer. That went viral.
Perfect. Yeah, it did go viral. I even actually watched it not that long ago, maybe like within the last year or so, just because it was a really good one. And I was like, I was talking to somebody else, I had to watch it again. So for My Dark Passenger, I'm going to give 2,000 points to Gryffindor.
It was a loud one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was. Why do you have the bell all of a sudden? I missed my bell.
Sorry. Oh, right, Kelly. The schedule does need to be changed. Thank you for letting me know that. It's still back from the old version.
Change that.
Yeah. And the last one, not on the screen because it just happened.
But... Gerzon Bear. He said, I have 2. The first trailer for Pacific Rim blew my brains away. I started screaming for joy like a little kid. The next one that blew my mind was a trailer for Legendary Godzilla in 2014. When I heard the roar, I got goosebumps. This is the one that I got you tickets for, right?
That's what I'm unsure if. You know, he's
That
probably
wasn't
talking about
called
Legendary as in like the
Godzilla.
studio that made it was Legendary, I assume. Because yes, that was an
Right.
excellent trailer.
That was really
Again, a
good.
trailer that was much better than the film.
I thought the movie was good.
It wasn't bad.
I felt really bad because you were so hyped for it, and I was like, all right, I got these tickets.
That trailer was
you know,
excellent.
and then you were like, all right, it was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I think they made a terrible choice by killing off a certain character.
Oh my
very
god,
early in the
right
film.
away.
Yeah.
That was so pissed.
That was one
still
of the
pissed about
driving
that.
forces for me to see the movie.
Right.
And they killed him off within like the first 30
What,
minutes or so.
Not even. I think it was like 15.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. That was a big bummer for sure. But very good trailers, both of those. Pacific Rim I still haven't seen actually. I need to
I
because I,
haven't
love
seen
Del
the whole
Toro.
way through. I've seen bits and pieces
Oh, it's
here and
so
there.
good.
Yeah, I heard it's
Is
good.
it though? Because like I don't know. When I saw of it, I was
It's
like,
good.
this is
You got to go
okay.
in knowing what you're getting.
right.
Yeah. But I think that's a fine answer. Girls on Bear, we're going to give 1,000 points to you as well. And we're going to give it to Ravenclaw.
I like that.
Gryffindor does win the House Cup today, though.
Yes.
Because Rick
That's screwed up.
with the best
Also,
answer.
we need a recount.
Gryffindor always wins the House Cup.
Mm-mm.
We'll find a way.
Kelly, let's go to you. Let's go to the last year since it helps us to kind of narrow things down. Is there a trailer in the last year that has been your favorite?
I don't typically have favorite trailers,
Mm-hmm.
just because I think, kind of going back on what we were talking about before, they can be so misleading. I mean, you can have a trailer that looks amazing, and then you go into a movie and you're like, what the hell is this? And then the opposite is true. Like, you can have a trailer, you're like, wow, this really sucks. Like, I'm not looking forward to this at all. And then you go into the movie and you're like, wow, it's amazing. And this is kind of going to the last part of the question, what do I define as a good trailer? I think a good trailer makes you interested and curious, but it doesn't give it away. Like I can't think of any right off the top of my head, but I know that they're out there where you watch a trailer and you're like, I don't even need to watch the movie. I know exactly what everything's about. They give the conflict away, like, this alien species is coming in. That's the conflict. Like, no, like, leave it a little bit mysterious. Like, oh, I wonder what it's gonna be, and
that was the
don't
crux
tell
of
me what's gonna end.
almost every
Yeah.
answer we got. All 6 of those pretty much touched
Yeah.
on. Like, it can't give too much away because that really is so important. At least if it's going to give stuff away, it needs to play with your expectations in the way that the new Star Wars trailer did, in my opinion. For me in the last year, I think actually my favorite trailer is Stranger Things Season 2.
I like that.
The thriller
Okay.
trailer, I think, might be my favorite trailer of the last year. Love that trailer. Just once again, the use of music is what does it for me. That was just the best possible song choice for that trailer. Just really smart. Another one would be Thor. Thor was an excellent trailer.
Yeah, I think Thor is definitely an excellent choice. I'm gonna give attention to it.
That was a very good trailer.
Because I actually had not intended to really see that movie. Like there was interest in it, but I not like until I saw that trailer and I saw how they mixed like the like I keep saying it, like the way that they mixed that was so good. Again, going back to audio, the way that they mixed that one line, over and over again in different ways, just really sold, and like it flowed with the rest of that trailer. The shots were perfect because it showed things. It made you like remember the there was a scene where they show the pharmacist, and he's not even like a bad character. I mean, he's a bad character,
Kind of a creeper.
right?
But,
Yeah, exactly. He's definitely a pedophile in some ways, but like he was a bad, like the evil guy, but they made him seem again. What's his name's mom? They shots of her. So they did very good job with that movie, with that trailer.
I wanted to acknowledge a comment from very early on, I think from a review guy. The reason we have Kelly and hopefully Joe coming tonight is because we're leading up to Extra Life, and Kelly and Joe are both joining us for Extra Life. And obviously they are also Discord community managers, community managers in general. So we are going to start integrating Kelly and Joe into shows more often, we're hoping. But we're still going to have Discord night, and it's going to stay the same as usual, where it is the final show of every month.
Yeah.
So we will continue doing Discord night on the final show of each month, and in the same way we're going to do the first episode of each month being community game night. That's going to continue. We're back to normal now. But I think you guys are going to be seeing Kelly and Joe more often because we love having them on the show, and it brings more personalities, and they're people that we want to, and especially over time now, you guys have been getting to know them, and that's what makes it special. So we're happy to have them here. But all right. Once again, guys, thank you for submitting all your responses. Don't forget that we have our Discord at discord.gg/the-level-up-network. And if you want to leave responses for next week's community question of the week, there is a channel there called Question of the Week. Just go there. We'll post a question in the coming days following each episode, and you guys can respond, and you'll probably be featured on the show. In the same way, on the spot later on, you can submit your on-the-spot questions on our Discord. So join the community. It's the best way to keep in touch with us and to keep in touch with everybody involved in the community. All right, let's go to the first commercial break of the night. When we come back, we're going to do a wheel spin for Brad for his Extra Life donation. Thank you so much. But hold on tight, guys. We'll be back in approximately 60 seconds. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 191. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like what we're doing at any point, hit that follow button here at twitch.tv/The Level Up Show like Juan Paul Boy just did. Turn on notifications. Make sure you get those alerts when we go live. Most important thing tonight, of course, is Extra Life. We hit 11% now, thanks to Brad's donation of $5 at 420 of our 4,000 individual
Got a few
goal.
donations tonight, which is awesome.
Three donations. Keep them coming, guys. Go to levelupnetwork.weebly.com/extra life. It is benefiting Children's Miracle Network hospitals throughout the United States and also in Canada, helping sick and injured kids in need. You can do your part right now. 5, 10, 100, doesn't matter. Of course, it all adds up and helps us get to that goal and helps kids in need, of course. So we're going to do a wheel spin, of course, for Bradley for his donation. Anything worth $5 or more will get you a spin of the prize wheel. That means subbing, resubbing, pledging on Patreon, cheering, tipping, and, of course, donating on Extra Life. We'll even give you a wheel spin if you host us for 10 viewers or more.
Yeah.
No Shelby Woo, they got her. All right, Bradley gets...
Can't read it.
I can't read it. An M-Bag ad. He enjoys that very much, so I'm sure he'll be happy. M-Bag ad to you, man.
Wait, which one was the Shelby Woo?
Shelby Woo is typically a 500-bit cheer, a $5 tip, and I think that's it.
Okay.
I think. I could be wrong. The Bulldog Brad won. There you go, Brad. Make it something good, man.
Done.
Oh, that is not a pop.
Oh, never mind.
M-Bag ad doesn't work. I guess you have to spell the whole thing out. That's weird. Mystery bag ad. The Bulldog Brad.
Get wrecked.
Get wrecked. Let's see if that one works.
Wrecked.
There we go. I guess you have to type in mystery
Good
bag
job.
ad.
You did it.
I did it. I'm learning still.
You did
guys.
it.
I'm still
You
learning.
did it.
It's a
Hey,
new
you
box.
did
I
it.
really hate that my brain went to Dora when you said that.
You know what's actually really funny? I was going to bring this up a second ago, and I'm glad I said that. How about that trailer that Rick showed us the other day?
Yeah, it's actually
That
pretty
was
old, but it was good.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I
it was
never-
like
I
from
haven't-
2012.
Wow, I never saw it.
Yeah, I never
before.
saw
That
it
was
either.
Entertaining.
That was Johnny, though. That showed
Oh,
us
was
it.
it Johnny?
Which is kind of surprising because he's usually the guy that shows us things that it's like way outdated. And it's like, John, we know already.
Right.
But this was one that was outdated.
He has those golden moments. Like
Yeah.
he does. Like once in a while, it's one of those things we might have missed. But yeah, usually it's something that happened like a year ago. There have been. Let's put this out there. I don't think you guys realize. There's a running joke. I don't think Kelly realizes. Johnny has this persona about him. He's the old guy. He will put in news that is like Drew said. We already know. There have been times where we have had the worst one was there was a conversation we had. We had literally just stopped talking, and he jumps into the room and says, "Hey, did you guys see this?" All he literally had to do was scroll his phone up, maybe what, 1 or 2 lines, and he would have seen that we were talking about it.
Hey,
Good job,
Dirty
Johnny.
Habanero, thank you for that resub, man. And
Thank
also
you,
the
bud.
follow just came in as well. But yes, Johnny is definitely Olds man. Hey, there it is. That special alert.
Nice. I like it.
It's
I like it. It gives it more attention.
Oh,
Yeah.
happy day.
Oh, happy day. Let's give a wheel spin to Dirty Habanero, and then we'll get into the level update, guys.
Sweet.
And for you, Jameis, you get... Ooh, we're getting a Who Am I think. Oh, never mind. No.
No.
Move to the next one, which is... Oh, I thought it was a lip sync challenge for a second. I was like, we haven't done one in
I haven't
so
done
long.
them. Can we pretend that it is?
I miss it. I really do.
Guys, tip more so we can do lip syncs.
Give Dirty
Diddy.
Habanero 100? 100. Oh, that's 1100.
1100.
Let's see if this works.
1100 trophies.
Yes, it worked. Awesome. What a benevolent leader. He always is. He always is. All right, let's get into the level update. This is, of course, our weekly discussion of the week's biggest gaming industry news.
Wow, that's loud. It's really warm down here. Like I
a
feel
little
like
toasty
you're
down
trying
here.
to turn me into Dean.
No.
Like I
I'm
feel
not.
like every time I come down here, you're making it warmer and warmer, just to see like how far you have to go before you're uncomfortable. But I get to the point where I'm like, this needs to change.
honestly totally okay right now.
I know you are.
Anyway, guys, we got Crisis Core on the screen because Tabata was the director on that one, and he's revealed more information on what his new IP is going to be. He's moving from Final Fantasy 15 to a brand new IP for Square Enix, which I think is really, really cool that they're going to add something new to that studio. Business Division 2. They've worked on Final Fantasy 15, King's Knight, and so on. Has about 20 to 30 people right now working on this new AAA IP. The game isn't even in what they would consider pre-production yet. Thank you so much for the extra life donation. I will look at who that was in a moment. Another $5. Thank you so much,
Ricky
guys.
Mana.
Keep them going. What's really surprising to me is that they're going to be using the Luminous engine again. An engine that really caused a ton of problems for them
Right.
on Final Fantasy 15. But they've also said in the story that they're doing this for next gen. This is
Right.
PS5, this is Xbox, whatever. So hopefully the Luminous engine is going to shine on next generation. I think it was just too advanced for
the time.
PS4.
Yep.
But I'm really excited to see
hardware.
what they can do with it on the next generation. But other than that, the CEO of Square Enix said it's really important that they build new IPs, and I completely agree with that. They've been kind of stuck with the same ones for such a long time
Yeah.
now. It would be interesting to see what else they can bring to the table, especially if it's not just your standard RPG. I wonder what Tabata's going to do. He did, of course, reiterate that they're going to be working on bringing over everything that they learned from Final Fantasy 15. Not just the main game, but also the DLC, off-road driving, airships, like the things that they added afterwards are things that they're going to try and learn from in order to make this new IP successful from the very beginning. Another surprising thing to me, and I'm not sure how I feel about it entirely, is that they're going to once again treat this as like a media package. It's not just going to be, here's the game. It's going to be, here's the TV show. Here's the movie. Here's the anime. Like, they're going to
They're gonna try to Defiance / Quantum Break it, and
they're going to Final Fantasy 15 it, is what they're going to do.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, they did that.
Yeah, they did. Remember, they had the anime, they had the
Right.
movie, they had
Which
the
I never
mobile
fully
game.
watched.
Now they're doing the pocket version. It's just it seems like Tabata likes this idea of like bringing it over to like a lot of different mediums in order to get the full experience. Not sure how I entirely feel about that.
Yeah, you don't like it when it's broken up.
I don't like what they did with 15 as far as Kingsglaive goes. That was so important to the story of 15 that it should have been in the game.
Yeah.
But if you want to like really build on something that you really didn't expect to be in the game, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
fine. There's like a line clearly where it's like this should have been in
Right,
the
like
game,
I
dude.
would have been okay with the movie if it went through Arden's character.
Right.
That would have
Right.
been great.
But as Rick said, Kingsglaive was excellent. It really was. It's just I feel bad for the people that didn't watch it because it really was super important. And Brotherhood too. They were super important in order to understand the dynamic between the characters and what came before leading up to the events of 15. It's just you can't really play the game without it and really appreciate it. Let's see. I think that is the gist. He did have one quote here. We've got a lot of technical investigation sorted. For that, we've done a lot of investigation about how the online functionality will work, moving away from dedicated games machines to cloud processing, how we could use those. A lot of the groundwork was done with Final Fantasy 15, so we're in a good position for main development. So it sounds like what they're doing with Comrades, this online version of 15, might be integrated from the very beginning into the main campaign of whatever this new IP is, where
Right.
maybe it's going to be a co-op from the very beginning with your buddies online.
Yeah,
I'm open to anything.
Okay with this.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with any of this online connectivity stuff as long as it doesn't break the game. What really sucks, and this is one of those things where I knew it was a necessary evil for the games that they were. I like online connectivity games like Destiny. Obviously, there's no question about that, and the Division, but. Things like Destiny 1, now that Destiny 2 has come out, you go to Destiny 1, and it's not a ghost town, but it's definitely really hard to play. And you see some of these people that, especially like reviewers that don't really get enough time to play these games deeply, enough to get the full experience, they try to go back to them as much as possible. And a couple of them went back to Destiny 1, and they said it was really hard to play some of these events. And that's what's going to happen. Eventually, these games are going to be completely unplayable. So the history of games is going to start changing to where there's going to be a period of time where there's some of the best rated games and some of the most played games are not accessible to enjoy for future generations just because the platforms for the online stuff isn't going to be there. So as long as, especially in an instance like Square Enix, where their history is integral to who they are as their current company, that's kind of it's not concerning, but it's one of those things where it's very it's a very thin line. It's very interesting territory that they have to watch how they navigate.
Yeah. Anyway, you're up with the next story.
I am. ESRB does not see loot boxes as gambling. Kotaku writes that, quote, ESRB does not consider loot boxes to be gambling, an ESRB spokesperson said in an email. While there's an element of chance in these mechanics, the player is always guaranteed to receive in-game content, even if the player unfortunately receives something they don't want. We think of it as a similar principle to collecting card games. Sometimes you'll open a pack and get a brand new holographic card you've had your eye on for a while, but other times you'll end up with a pack of cards you already have. According to ESRB's criteria, quote, real gambling is any sort of wagering involving real cash, while simulated gambling means that the player can gamble without betting or wagering real cash or currency. The spokesperson added that any games with real gambling has always received an adult-only rating, which would be poisonous for big publishers, as most big box retailers will not sell adult-only games in their store. So,
I have to say, I feel like this is a really good analogy on his part. I think he did a good job of explaining why they can't really call it gambling.
But I'm okay with this. I think that's where it's gotten blown up. So in other news, and this is where I'm going to go into this before we go into that, because it kind of connects. Because in related news, Open Critic is taking a stand against loot boxes, and they said, quote, we're going to take a stand against loot boxes. We're looking into ways to add business model information to Open Critic. So for those that are confused as to why we're talking about this, because there very, very well may be, right now we're in a very weird, it's loot crate gate. Is my favorite saying of all of them, to where loot boxes are overwhelming many games, in some that don't really need it. So people got very up in arms recently about Star Wars Battlefront 2 having loot boxes in the short beta demo that they got. That is concerning. People are making a big thing out of Shadow of War, and I understand why in the way that they handled it. That said, now having my hands on the game, I don't feel too out of place. There's enough content in the game that you can actually earn in the game, at least in the level that I'm at, to where I don't feel like I need to. I definitely can see why it would be easier, but I don't ever feel the need that I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm missing out not buying this. But that said, we're in this area where all these games are adding loot boxes. It's definitely a way for these publishers and even developers, if they want them, to make money back or make more money, which obviously every publisher is going to go, ham over something like that. So you have a lot of these issues coming up. So there have been people that were trying to say that ESRB should take a look into how they're going to handle this and that. I don't agree with that one. I don't like the idea that ESRB has to do something. Right. But I do agree that we should be aware as consumers of what we're buying into and if it's going to affect the game that we're playing.
Right. I don't consider it gambling. I completely agree with the analogy of the trading cards. I saw, Kelly, that you also voted in the poll, and it seems like everybody is voting for 3, that they agree with ESRB's stance. I understand if you don't like loot crates. I understand if you feel like they're manipulative. They can certainly be manipulative, and that's on reviewers to let us know when loot boxes are being used in a way that they shouldn't be, but it is not on ESRB, and honestly, it's not on Open Critic either. It shouldn't be on their end. It shouldn't be their responsibility to try and let consumers know about bad uses of loot box. That should be on each individual reviewer of a game. And I think that there's no way around this. I think things are going to grow over time. We're going to be saying what we like and what we dislike about loot boxes, and hopefully developers listen. Kelly, I would love to hear what you think on loot boxes.
Yeah, well, I think first off, it's important to define gambling as a risk. So you give up money, whether it's real or in game, in the hope that you get something, and there is a chance when gambling, of course, that you lose everything. But with loot boxes, you don't lose. It's just randomized winnings. You just you still get something. Now, a lot of loot boxes tend to just be cosmetic. The issue will probably the line blurs if you get into, well, loot boxes have like pay to win content, or you can advance in a game through loot boxes. But and going back to Overwatch, just because that's the first thing that comes to mind, all the loot boxes in there are just cosmetic. They in no way affect the game, and they're just fun. And you don't even have to pay for them. If you just get them when you level up, you get them when you do events. You can pay for them if you want to, if you're like me and you really, really need that one skin. But there's no risk to it. Either way, I know that I'm going to get something.
Right. And I'm honestly a little surprised how one-sided the poll is, though. I thought there was going to be a few people out there that just despise loot boxes.
I don't see the logic behind. Well, first of all, I don't see how somebody equated it to gambling. My brain just can't make that connection.
No, I agree.
How,
it isn't gambling.
to how loot boxes and gambling are the same thing, because they're at all not.
The thing people are arguing is that the things that you acquire from loot boxes can be sold for real world money, but that's the case once again for anything.
Counter-Strike Go,
Yeah.
like things like that. That's where I think that's where I think the line is a little
But
blurry.
anything can be sold for money. It's like,
Yeah,
as he
right.
was just saying, like with Pokemon cards, you see that all the time. People would resell foils just because you've got a chance of getting a foil and you don't know if you're going to get one. That doesn't make it gambling just because afterwards you can sell the foils. It's just not the way it works.
Right.
And that was a perfect analogy. This is exactly like that. You can sell things potentially that you get from loot boxes, but that doesn't make this gambling.
Right.
That's just my opinion. And you guys too.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's pretty in agreement there. And I think you're up with the next story here, Mike.
Yeah, I'll take it. IGN has bought Humble Bundle.
Yeah.
What a weird Friday that was.
Yeah, a little bizarre, right?
Like, that was really bizarre. IGN has bought Humble Bundle, and Engadget writes, media conglomerate IGN acquired Humble Bundle, the pay what you want gaming, book, and software collection retailer that raises money for charitable causes. In a blog post, Humble Bundle co-founder and CEO Jeffrey Rosen noted that his company will, quote, keep our own office, culture, and amazing team, with IGN helping us further our plans. Aside from noting that the retailer will get additional resources and help out of the deal, no details were disclosed. This is really weird to me. I don't understand. I never thought, like, I think the thing that throws me off is I never would have seen this coming. It was completely out of nowhere. And it's not that it's a negative thing for Humble, but I feel like it's a negative thing for IGN to want to do to themselves.
See, I don't think so. I think based on the posts that have followed up afterwards, and obviously we have to wait and see if this is actually what happens, but IGN is saying we have no, desire to mess around with what Humble does.
Right.
The only reason we are getting involved here is because we love what Humble does, and we want to give them more support to do what they want to do. So Humble wants to grow. They want to take things even further. They've done an amazing job already, as it says here, over 100 million in charity raised in like just several years. They're doing an amazing thing. So if they have ideas for how they can take that even further and raise even more money, but they can't do it without the help of somebody like IGN, I think it shows well on both their parts that IGN wants to become involved because they're doing a good thing, and of course it shows good on Humble because they're just trying to take what they've already done even further. So obviously a lot of people just hate IGN and they probably think they want to have their hand in the pot, but I honestly think here that this is a case of IGN getting involved with a great charity and just trying to support it.
And listen, I agree with you. So I'm going to play devil's advocate in a second.
Okay.
Go figure. But I really I do appreciate that if IGN wants to get, in on this, because Humble does do great things for the world, through video games. They're definitely a thing. That's why I love Extra Life, and that's why I do love Humble. I think that what they do is great. Same thing with Games Done Quick. They're definitely putting their money, that they're getting. They're definitely turning gaming into a worldwide positive, by using the money that we will gladly give, because we get something out of it, because let's be honest, we're all selfish. Otherwise we would have just given it to them anyway.
Right.
So I do like this. That said, here's my concern. So Humble is not what Humble used to be. Humble has now definitely grown to where not only do they do these charity things, and they definitely give their money to charity, but they have an online store. It's not just this Humble special deal where right now you get, all these Borderlands games. If you pay certain amounts of money, you get all these software programs, you get all these books. The problem is to me, and the concern is to me, that they are a store. So that IGN was originally founded as a news or a gaming news and media organization, up to date, collection of everything going on in the gaming world. They were not biased. They were unobjective to anything. This, to me, gives them a reason to be objective towards things that benefit them, both from their storefront, as well. It definitely muds up the pot a little bit.
Yeah, there's potential for
it definitely.
that, yes.
It's concerning to me in that way, and that's why I wasn't exactly thrilled right out of the gate. Because I don't want things like Humble to go away. I definitely think that they need to get the funding that they need. And it's not even that it's IGN. If GameSpot did it, it would be the exact same thing. If Kotaku did it, it's these things of where, and a party that's supposed to have no opinion, or at least shouldn't have an opinion, a clear opinion. I don't know. It's just there's something to me about it that is concerning.
Okay. What about you, Kelly? Are any concerns here about this?
Um,
Because I know you're
no.
involved in Humble. You've been a part of that for a while.
Well, I would agree with Mike if it were a developer. I definitely think if it were a developer, I would be skeptical, because then, especially with that storefront aspect, be like, okay, well now certain games may not make it, or you're really going to push your games, or it's going to, like you said, muddy it up. But I think with just a news outlet or a news organization, I mean, yes, pull and they could easily kill or make a game. But I just don't see them doing that, especially when it comes to something charity-wise, because it's a charity. I mean everybody loves Humble. I don't think anybody doesn't love it. Even if you don't care about the kids at all, like or whoever you're supporting, even if you just the coldest heart, the games are ridiculously cheap, and everybody loves cheap games. So
100%.
it's a win-win all around. I don't see why they would do anything to tip that balance. I want
It would look
to
so bad on
believe-
their part. Yeah.
It would, and I want to believe that they truly just want to provide the resources and the opportunities for Humble Bundle to grow and do the things they want to do. Now, I'm not IGN, I'm not Humble Bundle. It could be some shady backdoor deal, but I'm going to choose to see the good in it.
I know, we need to nowadays, right? With everything going on, we need to try and see the good in some stuff here.
Right, don't take it the wrong way. It's just one of those, like, IGN is not the IGN that I knew when they first started. So clearly they change, and that's the problem. And that's, again, that's a concern. Money changes people.
I got you. No,
so
I got you. Okay, we're going to move on to our trailer of the week. Do you want to join us for this, Kelly? I have the link in the outline.
Heck yes, I do.
Actually, we'll do a wheel spin real quick. Just we want to get Guitar Freaks.
Mana yet.
Yep, let's get Guitar Freaks. $5 donation, Extra Life. He's already done so much, and he's stepping up once again. Thank you so much, Ricky. Keeping that ball rolling, guys. Don't let it stop. Let's see. We got over an hour left in the show tonight. Let's see if we can keep the ball rolling and get some more donations for the kids. And the entire room gets 50 trophies now, thanks to Ricky. See if it works. Does it work? It does. Okay, very nice. Thank you so much, Ricky. And, all right, I'm going to go to our reaction screen. We'll archive this for YouTube because I heard really cool things about this trailer, but I haven't seen it yet. All right. So I think there's no, 4-second intro to this, Kelly. So when I say 3, 2, 1, and then go, when I say go, you can start it with us. All right?
Sounds good.
All right. I will introduce this then. Welcome, level uppers, to another live reaction time. Got a lot of great trailers this week. Star Wars came out, and a few others as well. But this one here took a lot of people by surprise around the Halloween season here. Marvel released this New Mutants trailer.
Yeah.
And Fox as well, Marvel and Fox. And a lot of people are talking about it. I haven't watched it yet myself.
I have not either.
Yeah, we also got Kelly on the line. I don't think you've watched it yet either, Kelly?
I may have seen a bit of it, but I don't think I've watched it in its full, no.
Okay, so we all get to appreciate it kind of for the first time here. So I'll give you a countdown, Kelly. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm gonna ask you a series of questions. I want you to respond truthfully. Have you ever hurt someone?
Yes. Ominous.
Yeah, right?
Like it.
Have you ever experienced anything you'd consider abnormal?
Good music choice.
Last question. Do you know what mutants are? Did you know baby rattlesnakes are more dangerous than adult ones? They haven't learned how to control how much venom they secrete. All of you are dangerous. That's why you're here.
Good cast.
What is this?
Right, but not Friday Teen Nightmare on Elm Street. Stuff going on.
You've been through a lot. Get some rest.
Oh yeah, not what I would have expected, man.
Not from the
Holy
movies.
moly.
Wow. That's a horror film. That's like a straight horror film right there.
At least from
Oh
what
my
we saw.
gosh.
That looks really cool though. It's got a great group of young actors in it. The guy from Stranger Things, I don't know his name off the top of my head, but also Maisie Williams surprised me.
Yeah.
I did not know she was involved in this. I know nothing about New Mutants though.
I don't know much about them either, and even though X-Men's my thing, that's not something
Right.
I really touched.
I mean, is it like, I guess we can look at the chat here too. Some of you guys I'm sure know New Mutants. Like, is this what people expected from New Mutants? Like, is it creepy?
From everything I've seen, no one expected anything like this out of New Mutants at all.
Yeah.
And apparently it's the first in a horror trilogy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's awesome. Yeah, no, I don't think anybody expected this at all. From everything I've seen from people, this was completely out of nowhere for at least the vibe that they got from it. Whether or not it's normally a horror thing. I don't think it is. I don't think New Mutants is ever really a horror thing. I think it's just young mutants usually.
Okay. And the whole like pushing through the wall thing, that's just so creepy to me. First of all, it kind of reminds me of Stranger Things for one, because there was the part where the creature's trying to push through the wall, but more so definitely Nightmare on Elm Street vibes there, which is one of my favorite horror movies. The original I think is one of the best ever made. But overall, I'm really interested because there wasn't a lot given away in this trailer at all.
No,
Very
not at all.
vague.
You don't know who has what type of powers or
No.
anything like that at all whatsoever.
Are you able to see films like this, Kelly? I know you're kind of, opposed to horror games.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fat baby. So I probably won't. We'll see. Now I'm torn. I honestly never in a million years did I ever think there would be a horror movie for
Superhero movie?
X-Men.
For Marvel,
I never in a million years, like if somebody were to say, what's the weirdest combination you could think of? I'd be like, comic book characters and horror. Like they just don't
Right.
go together to me. So
You
I
got
kinda
chocolate in
wanna-
my peanut butter.
That's a good combination
I don't
there.
like the two together, so no. So
But
What is wrong with you?
Do you think that if this weren't Fox, if this was Marvel alone, do you think this would be a horror film?
I don't think so. I feel like Marvel has a good thing going, and I don't think they'd want to do anything to risk it.
Yeah,
But
like
at
I
the
wonder
same
if like
time-
Logan would have happened if it was just Marvel. In the same
Yeah.
way, like I'm not sure this would have happened if it was just Marvel. I think Fox having their hand in the pot here is actually causing some
is a
interesting
good
things
one.
to happen.
It
Yeah, I think this is
yeah.
actually one of those weird times where it is benefiting us.
Yeah, I
Um,
actually think this is they've been doing an interesting thing with X-Men, what
Well,
Fox
I
is
think
planning here.
they have the freedom to kind of explore and create and kind of try to break the mold a little bit without going, getting too much backlash because it's like, oh, it's not really Marvel, it's Fox using Marvel stuff, you know what I mean? So they can kind
Right.
of they have that freedom to explore. I think, I regret saying this, I think I will see it just out of sheer curiosity because I do want to know how and if this plays into the whole kind of universe that it
Didn't
has.
expect that.
Mhm.
Yeah, Strife Girl, it's a movie.
What
I
phase
think
is
it's
this? What phase? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it
I don't
falls
think
in the
it's
Marvel
technically in there.
phases.
I don't think
I
it's
don't
technically fitting
know.
in it.
Yeah, it probably
I don't-
isn't.
I don't even know how I feel about it.
I mean, I'm just gonna. When does it come out? I'm assuming it's coming out pretty soon because it's gotta be a Halloween
April
movie.
13th.
November 13th?
Okay, I thought you said
No,
April
April
for a
13th.
second.
April 13th?
April
Oh,
13th.
I completely
That's
misread that.
Kind of bizarre. I thought they were going to try and get it out for the Halloween season, but I guess they got the trailer out for Halloween. But definitely going to keep an eye on it. Very good trailer because, as we talked about earlier in the night, showing not too much, but piquing our interest. Definitely getting us, curious on what this film is going to be about. So I'm
and
also
the music was
yes.
definitely on it. I really like the haunting leave those kids alone.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was
Very
good.
strong.
A
strong.
small little Inception want there, just a tiny
Of
one.
course. You can't get away without it, right?
No,
But
you
also curious, of course, to see what the viewers think. If you're watching this on youtube.com/the Level Up Network, hit that subscribe button, go down to the comments below, leave your feedback, let us know what you thought of this trailer for the New Mutants. And if you want to catch these live, just go to twitch.tv/the Level Up Show and follow us there. Until next time, take care, and as always, don't forget to level
Level
up. All right.
So there's a new TV show coming out with it follows, I think, a brother and a sister, and I didn't know the name of it, so I thought this was that. So I thought I had seen some of it. No, that was my first experience with it, so I was very confused. I was like, I don't remember Maisie Williams being in
There's a
in the
lot of
TV
X-Men stuff
trailer.
going on right now.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean,
That's
I
not
guess it's
The
not
Gifted,
weird.
right? You're not thinking of The Gifted?
No, she's thinking of Legion.
That's I think what I.
No, you're
thought
not
I
thinking of
was
Legion
thinking
either.
of.
It's not Legion. She's talking about the one with the brother and the sister. I can't remember what that one's called.
No, I think it might have been The Gifted.
Might be The Gifted.
It might. Let me Google
I think
it.
Rick will be able to answer this question for us in the chat if he's here.
It's like just come out, I think. TV
Well,
series.
while we
2017,
talk
yeah.
about this, guys, we're going to go to another commercial break. We'll be back in approximately 60 seconds. So hold on tight, DeLone Gunman. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 191. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like the stream at any point, please just hit that heart button here at twitch.tv/the Level Up Show. Turn on those notifications. Make sure you get those alerts when we go live. We're trying to raise money right now over the next month for Extra Life. It is a charity benefiting Children's Miracle Network hospitals throughout the United States and in Canada. We're at 425. We've raised 35 tonight alone, which is amazing. Let's keep that ball rolling, guys. Go to levelupnetwork.weebly.com/extralight, bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Make sure that you donate whatever you have the means to. Of course, it doesn't matter if it's even $1. It adds up. It's for a great cause. You can help kids in need. Could be sick. They could be injured, and they need your help, guys. So please support us and support them. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on. Let's get back into the level updates. Not full MPD results here, but we did get some interesting news about the MPD, and that is that Destiny 2 is not doing great in comparison to the first game. It's actually, as far as physical sales, it's half of what Destiny 1 did. Now, here's the caveat. Anecdotally, on NeoGAF, everybody that bought the game physically the first time bought it digitally this time.
So that's the thing, is that there is a lot of really weird confusion with that. Now, what you have to consider too is this is only on current gen. So not everybody moved on. And while I think it's obnoxious to think that many people don't have, like, that many people that bought Destiny 1 still don't have a new console, I think half is extremely low. Now, that said, we also still have the PC release coming out.
Of course, yeah.
So, like I said, I think they're going to sell very well on PC. I think there are a lot of people that are anticipating it. And
even if, as I said, 25%, even if 25% to PC, that's 25% taken away from console right there. So that could account for a large portion of this 50%. And I do think digital is having an effect here. I saw a lot, and Kelly, do you play Destiny at all?
No, I tried playing Destiny 1. Couldn't get into it.
I just wanted to check, But one of the things I'm seeing a lot is that people that play Destiny 1, it was one of those games where you would come back to it really often. And people would have to get up and find their disc if they mislocated it or whatever. And it's just more convenient for those people that play Destiny 1. They realize, I just kind of want this to be on my system all the time. Because I'm going to come back to this game every other week, or maybe even every other month if they release something new. And I just want it to be there, and I don't want to have to find my disc, or even just get up and not be a lazy person and get my disc. So I do think that it's PC and the digital part of it, and the only one generation of consoles all combined having an effect here.
I'm seeing it in here too. Like, and it's funny because I actually did the opposite. I bought it on disc this time because I was actually afraid, like many others were, about this one. I didn't want to get burned like I did on the first one, and I wasn't sure because I did go back to the first one a few times.
You want to be able to return it if you don't like it.
Exactly. No, I want to be able to sell it if I don't like it. That's actually why I bought Shadow of War on disc too, because I want to be able to get rid of it and get something else I do want if it's not something that I want to play. That said, now I wish I went digital because I know that I'm going to really be into this. It sucks that you still see people like Gerzon Bear and DeLone Gunman that said that they held off and they didn't get it because they couldn't get it there to get burned again. I understand that, but I'll tell you guys, there's nothing to be afraid of. Like, and that's what I think sucks, is that there's still people that are really, you know, tepid about jumping in, and if it's definitely not what you want, fine, don't go into it. But if there are things that you liked in the first game and your issue was you didn't feel that things were polished enough, you didn't think that there was enough content in there, you know, whatever it was, there are huge vast improvements on this. It's not a perfect game by any means, and I haven't really played that much because I really haven't had that much time to do it, but you know, it's definitely much better. There's
Even
far
somebody
more
that
content.
didn't dive that far into the first one, I could tell very quickly that Destiny 2 was a step up. Still not really, I guess, the genre that I
It's
should
not
be
your
involved
game.
in.
No, that's not your game.
But I can totally recognize that they definitely stepped up and improved a lot on the complaints that
just the
the
way
first
they
game had.
integrated clans. You know, it's something simple, but like I was actually talking about with my daughter's mother earlier, and because she's in the clan, but we're almost at one of the highest levels, and every time you level up the clan, there is a perk that you get. So sometimes it's, you know, possibility of getting better loot for, you know, better loot drops, or you get more XP for certain things. So I don't understand, you know, what the concern is from people just because kind of was so repetitive. I mean, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. So if that's your fear, Girls on Bear, then the game's not for you. The games like that are not for you if that's your fear, because that's what this game has never been shy about that. This game has never said, hey, we're going to give you new diverse things every single day. If they have, then you listen to them. That's not, you know, that's your problem. But you know, they're going, because they're probably going to say that, but realistically it's just it's enough content that there is more content in that game than there are in far more games that you pay more than $60 for, I feel like.
Yeah. D-Day says, Drew, are you going to play South Park? Good segue. I am going to play South Park, but not right when it launches, because I do have Evil Within 2 right now, but we do have a story here about South Park, and we just got another Extra Life donation.
I think
That was
it's
a
2 that
big
we got
one.
recently,
Big
too.
one. $15
Wow.
donation just happened, I believe. Let's check who that
I think this
was.
is anonymous.
It was anonymous. If the person is in the chat and would like to let us know who they are, we will give you a wheel spin. So don't have
We'll
to
spin anyway.
if you don't
See
want
who's
to.
got lip sync.
Yes, let's give it a moment. Okay, it was Buddy Doze.
Nice.
Okay, so we'll give a wheel spin to Buddy Doze, and then we'll move on to the South Park related story in just a second here. Awesome. Thank you so much, Buddy. You're doing your part. Means a lot. Thank you so much. This one is for you. Keep them coming, guys. Keep the donations rolling in. Gotta help kids in need throughout the United States, Canada. Extra Life does an amazing thing. You guys can help out.
Custom welcome message.
Oh, I love it. Buddy, I want to see that custom welcome message for you. Whisper us with what you want your custom welcome message to be, and we will make it happen.
Whisper it to me, actually, if you wouldn't mind, buddy.
Okay? Because you can make it happen? Kel?
Yeah, whisper it to Kelly Jellyfish.
Because I will
Do-
put it in the outline for you.
Oh, there you go. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Kelly, you're helping out so much already. I love it. All right. So, Mike, tell me about this South Park story here.
Parker and Stone would like to make an FPS.
Yeah.
They said, quote, I would love to make a first-person shooter. I'm not even kidding. In an interview with IGN. Some sort of first-person going through a 3D thing where you're seeing characters.
What a quote that is, man.
Stone went on to note that the role-playing genre is such a good fit for South Park, saying, quote, I love the way we do the Fractured But Whole and Stick of Truth, where the whole conceit behind those is it looks like the show. But he also pointed out that RPGs just play so well into writing and applying to characters, which makes the genre such a good fit for South Park. While he sees the role-playing genre as, quote, the best possible thing for the series, Stone is still interested in exploring South Park from a first-person perspective. Some part of me would just love to run around in South Park like I'm in a first-person video game, just like that, he explained.
Yes, but I'm very curious, if they weren't to do an FPS, is there another thing that you guys would like them to do? So let us know in the poll. Would you like them to stay with RPG? Would you like to see them do first-person shooter, third-person action, maybe a fighting game, or maybe something different entirely?
Mr. Hankey's Christmas Revenge, and you just shoot poo at everybody.
Sounds amazing.
Out of your hands.
Kelly, are you going to be playing South Park?
Hell yeah, I am. I got it pre-ordered and everything.
Did you play the
Nice.
first one, Stick of Truth?
No, I didn't play the first one, but I did watch like several playthroughs of it, so I feel like I got it.
Do you still get it for free if you pre-order?
I think you do.
No, I don't know.
I think you
actually.
do. I think you get it for free.
It's so good.
Ah,
Like,
It is
if you
good.
have
well,
a chance to,
I pre-ordered
you
it
should
as
play
a
it.
birthday present for my little brother.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
but I'm totally gonna steal it from him and play it.
I honestly, if you get it for free, I will tell you, even though you want to play the new one, I think you should play the first one first.
It's so good.
It's honestly, it still holds up, and there is some. I mean, it's not that it passes over, but there is definitely like some context of like your character. Like apparently, it takes place like the next day after the first one ends. So
There was even this most recent episode for South Park.
It
builds
led
right into the
right.
game, so I need to watch that. I think it's really cool that they did that for this season. So I have to check that out. As far as what you guys want them to do, you want them to stick with RPG. He even says it in the quote that he recognizes this is the best genre for South Park. I think they want to branch out.
They
and
want
try
to do
and
something
be
different.
unique.
They're tired.
Yeah.
I mean, you could even tell from the Fractured But Whole. People were expecting another normal RPG, and they went like Final Fantasy Tactics style. So.
Yeah, I love what they did with the first game as far as an RPG goes, because you don't get turn-based RPGs that often, especially American-made turn-based RPGs. So that was kind of phenomenal, and they did such a great job with it on top of it. So
And it's apparently 3 days later.
3 days later, and then on this one they're adding in kind of like a Final Fantasy Tactics thing going on, where you choose your location.
That's what the whole game is based on. The combat's all based on that. So I'm very into this. I'm gonna probably try. If I can get everything working. God forbid, Elgato is a big giant pain in my ass.
You'll get it, man. It takes a while. It's not easy.
I'm hoping to get it up and so I can stream it on Tuesday.
Real quick, back to the poll. Yeah, so most people said RPG, but a few people for first-person shooter and a few people for fighting game, which I think would be fun. A South Park fighting game could be a lot of fun. The final story of the level update. Epic takes banning cheaters to a whole new level. With Fortnite. GameSpot writes, Epic Games is reportedly suing two Fortnite players alleging they have violated the game's terms of service and EULA by cheating. You don't hear this too often, where they go to the length of actually suing the players. But let me continue here. Epic warned players about potential action it might take. In a blog post last week, the studio said, quote, let's be straight for a second. Nobody likes playing with cheaters. Not you, not me, nobody. They also added that the highest priority across Epic Games is to hold back cheaters. A quote, we're exploring every measure to ensure these cheaters are removed and stay removed from Fortnite Battle Royale and the Epic ecosystem. We don't want to give too many clues about what we're doing, but we are rolling out tools and will continue to do so. So the two alleged cheaters, their lawsuits against them, they said they used cheats in a deliberate attempt to destroy the integrity of and otherwise wreak havoc in Fortnite. But on top of that, it wasn't just as simple as banning them one time. The one person in particular created 9 accounts in order to keep coming back and keep cheating.
And these guys,
so they just had to take it to the next level.
Right, and these guys weren't just, it wasn't just me using a hack. It was the people that create these. Like they have, this is not their livelihood, might be their livelihood, but this is what they do. They're constantly developing these tools that let you break and modify the game's systems to benefit, to hack it, to cheat through it. So this is not the first time that they any company has done this, but this is the most successful way that they could do, and honestly they deserve it. It's not like they're gonna go after if you use a mod in a game, even if you use like an aiming mod for a shooter or something like that, they're not gonna go after you and sue you. Like I said, like Andrew said, this guy created 9 different accounts, but they also created the software.
So this says here that they wrote codes for the hacks. They're being sued for up to $150,000 in damages. So no small sum there. So good luck. You might be screwed. But I like it.
I'm on board with it. Listen, man, if you have the balls to do it 9 different times, like to me, it's like one of those things. Like, did you ever, when you were like pirating things and you got like that email and you got like you kind of like almost shat yourself a little bit, like shit, maybe I should just not do this anymore. If you're continuing to do it that many times, you're just kind of being an ass.
9 different accounts, all of them used by Clara. God damn it, Clara!
Nice pull, Derek.
Damn it, Clara. Always messing everything up.
Oh my god, whatever happened to that girl? I want to know what she's doing.
She was banned from Twitch and from CSGO. Yeah. Don't know if she was welcome back at any point, but she was banned last I checked. And that wraps up this week's level update, but we, of course, have those tiny little stories that we still need to get through. I thought you were going to say something, Mike.
What's up now?
About my special little segment here. It's called Rapid Fire News Roundup.
I just like awkward sounds.
3 punches that time, by the way.
That was good. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So first up, a little more PUBG stuff, of course, but more so Lawbreakers. this is devastating, but it went down to 10 concurrent players.
That's so bad.
As the peak, guys, during a day. It peaked at 10 players. It went as low as 0. There's literally nobody playing this game sometimes. Wow, that's just got to be so devastating to be a developer.
Can you get a full match with only 10 people?
That, I think, is one of the reasons that so many people are stopping playing the game, because they can't get a match.
Yeah.
It's an endless cycle.
It's an endless cycle, right? They can't break out of it, unfortunately. And on the other end of the spectrum, you got PUBG that now surpassed 2 million concurrent players.
That's nuts, man.
Just wild, just unbelievable. They came out at the wrong time, I think, man. Just there's so much competition right now, and they can't compete. It's unfortunate.
Maybe we shouldn't talk shit, Cliff. Listen, I love Cliffy B, but my God, that guy just put his foot in his mouth on that one. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna charge $30 because that's what half of a game should cost. Well, maybe that's why, because you're a budget game.
Yeah, it definitely didn't work out in their favor this time. In good Switch news, Flame in the Flood just came out and actually found the best success on Switch in comparison to other consoles. Quote, "What a week. Flame in the Flood has absolutely smashed it on Switch, and Bomber Crew is our most wishlist game prior to launch ever." They had the biggest launch on Switch, meaning to me that what's great about the Switch is it's not oversaturated with indies.
So what's crazy about this is I was literally, as I was pulling up, I think they just finished a conversation. One of the kind of funny games casts, they were talking about this because it was like in a week where they got, I think, Golf Story and a couple other ones all in the same week. And you're getting this all the time where all of a sudden out of nowhere, you'll get a week where you have like 3-4 plus games coming out on the Switch that are all like indie games, but they are doing really well. But even more important is the fact that they are doing better on the Switch than any other console.
Yeah.
So it's actually benefiting developers to make things for the Switch. It's benefiting independent and non-first party developers to develop something for a Nintendo console because it is outselling on that console better than all the other consoles combined.
Yeah.
Wrap your head around that. That is huge, and that's exactly what we needed out of the Nintendo.
It has a lot to do with the curation on Switch. They don't allow every indie on there. They're picking and choosing.
Yes.
And which probably means that eventually it will get to that point where it's going to reach saturation just like the other consoles do. But right now is such a great time for independent guys to try and get into the Switch because it's not saturated. And if you're looking on the store for indie games, you don't have a huge selection like you do on PS4 and Xbox One. So something like Flame in the Flood is going to stand out.
Like, and like, there's so many things. Like, I want to buy Golf Story. I don't know if I should try Stardew Valley or not. Like, I don't know if that's something I'm going to want.
You absolutely should play Stardew Valley.
Kelly, listen, it's me. Do you think I actually would enjoy Stardew Valley?
I love the Tude.
You would.
Okay, so I'm probably going to get that on there because it was either that or Steam World Dig 2 or Flame in the Flood.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure which one, but I think I'm going to get that.
Next up, Life is Strange Season 2, Episode 2 actually leaked before the storm, I should call. Not technically Season 2. I think they released like a DLC patch, and I think in the process of doing that, you know how like you can sometimes buy the next episode from like the main menu screen?
Yeah.
It opened up
that
the
option.
Selection to buy the second episode.
What was the
so be careful, guys. There are actually spoilers now online
really?
for Life is Strange Before the Storm Episode 2 because of this leak. Just something to keep in mind. Little PSA for you guys there. After that, moving on, Oculus Rift. We talked about this before, that there were rumors of them going with a standalone, something a little cheaper, a wireless headset, and it has come to fruition. It is called the Oculus Go. It's going to be priced at $200, and it's a kind of an in-between what you might get for your phone and the full Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
But it's cool to see that we're getting to the point where wireless headsets are a possibility. We don't know yet what the latency is going to be like and all of that, but I'm very curious to see, because as much as, wires are important to create VR, it also is a huge hindrance to being able to feel like you're fully immersed in the experience. And the moment we can get wireless headsets with no effect, no detriment in comparison to wire,
Right.
that's when
is a
VR
big
might
issue right
truly
now.
take off.
Yeah, because otherwise your house just looks like,
It's a mess.
it's, yeah.
But very good news.
Terrifying.
And lastly, the last story of the Rapid Fire News Roundup, Rocksteady's
God.
next game, they talked about it on Twitter and said that it's going to make people lose their minds. Quote via Twitter, "Be patient, fans. I know we're not talking right now, but when we do, people are going to lose their minds. Can't wait. So we have a question for you guys. What do you predict Rocksteady is working on? Is it Justice League, Superman, Damian Wayne, Batman, Nightwing, a brand new IP, or something different? Kelly, what do you think? What are they working on over there at Rocksteady?
Cut out just a smidge, but thank goodness I have my outline. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to guess because I know it's gonna be wrong. But
I mean, are you a fan of the Arkham series?
I watched a little bit on YouTube. It looked really
Okay.
cool. I was just never able to get it, which is 99% of the reason why I haven't played like any game. Is just wasn't able to ever get it.
Do you think there's any
I think-
possibility that they actually move entirely away from comics?
Oh no, not at all.
I don't think so either.
Not with all the hype right now. I kind of want to see them do Justice League, especially with the movies coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of series starting to blossom. I think it'd be really cool to see them do that.
In order to live up to the hype that tweet was trying to create, it's either got to be a Justice League or other.
You don't think Superman would do it?
I don't think Superman would do it. I don't think it
so
would
either.
Bolster. Not enough. Like, listen, they very well could be thinking that, and that's why they did the tweet.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying in my head, for that tweet to have the same resonance, when they actually announce it, it either has to be that, or what if you had a Rocksteady version of like a Star Wars property, like get that 1313 vibe back, that dark gritty Star Wars.
Are you saying like
That's bad.
Star Wars comparable or actually Star Wars?
Actually Star Wars?
Well, they can't do that. It would have to be
Why?
EA. EA owns Star Wars as
Do
far
they-
as making video games.
Video games? Do they?
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
has to be EA if it's Star Wars. Not saying they can't do something similar to Star Wars. A sci-fi epic. That would be surprising.
Right.
That would be very surprising. Not at all what I'm expecting from them. I expect them to do something like Justice League personally.
But I think it would have to be Justice League then.
I think Superman personally could be very exciting because, as we all know, nobody has really done Superman right
Except
yet.
for Superman 64.
And if anybody could do it right, it probably is Rocksteady. So that is why I think that would be very, very exciting to see from them.
Yeah, it wouldn't be something with Marvel. If they do, that would literally blow my mind. Because I don't think that they're allowed to right now. I think
I have no idea.
They're a WB studio. WB is a
I think
DC
they are.
is a
I
DC
think they
property.
are. Somebody in the chat, please correct us if we're wrong on that. I think WB owns Rocksteady. But as far as what you guys think, a few votes for Justice League. The most votes went to Nightwing and brand new IP.
That's crazy.
There were images that inspired thoughts of like a Damian Wayne Batman.
Mm-hmm. And listen, I wouldn't be disappointed for either of those, for Nightwing or Damian Wayne or anything like that. Like nothing on this list would disappoint me. But I really do think that to live up to this hype, for the majority, for the mass consensus, it would have to be Justice League or something nuts. Because, I definitely would love a Red Hood type game.
Definitely.
Darkwing Duck.
And that is the rapid fire news roundup. That is all the news for this week. So we're going to move on to the second trailer of the week. There was 2 great trailers this week, so we can't avoid it. This one's going to be for Stranger Things. Let's get set up here to archive this.
I haven't watched this yet, so I'm so excited.
Super excited. All right. Back up a little bit.
What if they make a Howard the Duck game?
We never know, man. That would be quite
I
amazing.
mean, it's
if
Marvel,
they
so
can
they
nail it.
won't. But it's just...
Yeah. All right. Once again, I think that it goes right into the trailer on the YouTube link. So I'll just
does.
give you a 3, 2, 1, go, and we'll get going there. Let me set up on my end here. Make sure I have it. Oh, that is on the spot. That is not a trailer of the week. There's trailer of the week. Do we have the on the spot first? No, trailer of the week is first. Okay. All right. Welcome, level uppers, to another live reaction time. Amazing week for trailers. We had New Mutants, we had Star Wars, and we had Stranger Things Season 2 final trailer, which I haven't watched yet.
No, I haven't either. I haven't watched any
Kelly
of them.
on the line has not watched it yet either, right?
I have not.
As I said earlier in this show tonight, Stranger Things Season 2 is possibly my favorite trailer of the year with that thriller trailer. So I'm very curious to see if they can live up to that. I honestly doubt it. But we'll have to wait and see. Right now, let's check out this trailer for Stranger Things Season 2. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, it's the best. Yes.
On Halloween night, Will saw a sort of shadow.
That's the best thing ever.
Maybe all of
Looks
this
like he's wearing a ghost.
is happening for a reason.
Yeah, it is definitely.
Oh my gosh.
These are not nightmares. It's happening. And it all leads back to here.
This thing.
You said it was all in his head. And what have you done? Nothing. What is wrong with my boy?
I don't understand. However, what? She always did.
She's back.
It's like it's reaching into Hawkins. If anyone knows how to destroy this thing, it's Will.
Oh my god.
Don't you think it's weird? How we only seem to hang out when the world's about to end?
It's not like it was before. It's grown.
I've got so many chills right now.
Which is why we need as much help as we can get. Is anyone there? Anyone?
You should go now. It's almost here.
Dude! What?
Gosh.
That
That bat?
was
One
amazing.
with the nails.
That was an
Oh
amazing trailer.
my gosh, I'm so
Amazing
excited.
trailer. Man, that just
Oh
kept
my
building and
God.
building and building. What a trailer.
I want this. I need this so bad in my life right now.
I need it to be
Oh my god.
11 days from now, right now.
Holy crap. Is it only 11 days away?
Yeah, it's 11
Oh
days
my
away.
god. My
Oh.
heart was beating in my chest during that trailer. I got chills like 4 different
My
times.
heart
That
Can
was
we just,
so
like, go to sleep
good.
until
It
that
just
comes out?
it just, the intensity just built and built and built. Oh my gosh. See, this is one of those trailers where, like, we obviously know who the bad guy is, but you just have no idea what anything meant and what order
Right.
everything's happening in, and you're
No.
just like, what is gonna, like, anything could happen.
I was just so taken aback by how visually stunning it was. Just like
Oh my
every shot was
God.
just soaked in ambience, and I just God, they're the what I'm saying, they're the brothers. What are their names? The something brothers. The guys that directed.
Oh,
it.
Coen Brothers?
No, not Coen.
Brothers. We talked about this.
Somebody in
last
the chat,
year.
please help me out here. I'm drawing a blank on the brothers' names that direct the first season and the second season. But man, do they know what they're doing from a cinematography standpoint. And even though they didn't get that thriller, like level music in there, the Duffer Brothers, thank you. The music that was there, which seems to be probably what is the score for the show, was so excellent that it makes me excited, because if all the music is like that in the season and reaches the level of season 1 in that regard, holy crap, are we in for a treat. Just I don't even know what else to say. That was right up there with the Thriller trailer as one of my favorite trailers of this past year. That was amazing.
That was huge.
Yes,
Dude,
I'm
so
hyped.
much of that. Like, I have no idea the context for anything I just watched.
Right.
Like, and I think that's what I love, is that everything made me super hyped without really knowing why. Like, why is this happening? Why is this
That
going on?
Karate Kid shot, man, there.
It's so good.
Just so many 80s references.
nostalgic,
Yeah.
like kickbacks and everything. I love it.
Getting
I just
Sean
love it.
Astin in there alone is kind of like an 80s reference. Like,
Right.
I don't even know what else to say. Kelly, anything from
Love
you?
Sean Astin.
Yeah, Sean Astin in there, which is pretty cool. Getting that Goonies, 80s reference kind of in a sense there.
Oh my god, that was so good.
2 more weeks.
What's the longest that person slept for?
What person?
Anybody in the world?
Could
I do 11
Cartman
days?
from South Park, I
Could I,
guess.
could I do 11 days?
I think you probably could if you drugged yourself pretty heavily. Yes.
All right, challenge accepted.
Honestly, I didn't realize it was that close, so I'm just so happy right now that it's 11 days away. I thought it was like a month away. So
I'm surprised with myself at how much I remember about the first season, but it's
my
just
really?
so memorable. Oh, I
I
have
feel like I
awful
need
memory.
to watch the first
I
season
have awful memory,
again,
but I
though.
probably will rewatch it again.
I
Oh,
watched the
it's so
first season
good.
twice, and I remember every little bit of it because it's just one of those shows that like stuck with me every episode. Especially for me, that third episode, I think is the third one where they've got "Heroes" by Peter Gabriel playing at the end of the episode. God, I listen to that song all the time now because of that moment, and I like to relive that scene in the show because it's so masterfully done. Just that's maybe my favorite show on Netflix. So I
can dig that,
I can't be more hyped right now than I am. But I'm very curious, of
Amazing.
course, to see what everybody else thinks. If you're watching this on youtube.com/Level Up Network, hit that sub button first of all, but then go down in the comments below. Let us know what you thought of this season's trailer for Stranger Things. And if you want to catch these live, we do them at twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. Follow us there, turn on notifications, make sure you get those alerts so you can check the next reaction time. Until next time, take care, and as always, don't forget to level up.
Level up.
All right, man, I'm on high. I'm on high right now.
I want to check out this new website called Utune.
YouTube.
Utune.
Thank you for those follows that came in as well. I don't believe we missed anything worthy of a prize wheel.
I don't think so.
I think we're good in that regard. All right. We've got one more segment here before we can get into our little mini topic of the week. It is the community-focused segment of the show. What's it called, Mike?
Usapas.
Ooze the pots.
I said pas.
Pots. On the spot, guys. Every week you can go on our Discord at discord.gg/levelupnetwork. Go into the On the Spot channel. You can submit a hard-hitting question for us to answer live on the show, like this person. Dear the Level Up Show, what is the most recent game you've played that felt genuinely original? This came from Strife Girl LP. We're going to start with you, Kelly. What's the most recent game you've played that you truly felt was an original game?
Oh, I don't think I've played anything new in ages. You might have to skip me. I might have to come back to this.
Okay, that's fine. What about you, Mike? Anything that like truly felt original for you recently?
It's really tough. I actually didn't look at this question in advance, so I didn't come with anything prepared. I don't know, man. Everything is derived from another.
It's tough, right?
Source. It's
the only thing I can
extremely
think of
tough,
right off the
yeah.
top of my head is No Man's Sky.
Okay, yeah, I can dig that.
No Man's Sky
I missed what
definitely
you
was
said.
original.
What did you say?
I
No
said
Man's
No Man's
Sky.
Sky.
No Man's
Man's
Sky.
Sky?
Oh yeah.
That No Man's
For all its flaws, it definitely did some things that have never been done before.
It was original. It definitely did not live up to the hype, but it was original.
Yeah, we can say that. Another one for me, even though it builds off of other games that have done branching paths before, Until Dawn, for some reason, the way it did it, it felt like it nailed it finally.
Mm-hmm.
And so much so that I felt like it was original almost, like it because it got it down so right. I don't know if that really applies here to truly original, but I when I was playing that game, I was just like, I've never played anything like this because I've never played anything that really nailed branching paths. It's a tough thing to get. Even like Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, I always felt like they didn't truly get it. And Until Dawn did. Great one from Rick there. 100% agree with What Remains of Edith Finch. Thank you so much for suggesting that one, because there's no other game that tackles death in a way that Edith Finch does. No game really wants to, right? Who wants to play that is, I think, a question a lot of people asked when I was streaming it. I remember Conrad specifically, Dragon Con, was like, this is not a game I would play, and honestly not one I even really wanted to watch. And I understood what he meant there, because it was so somber, so depressing, so centered around death in every shape and form, that I can understand people just wanting to completely stay away from that game. But it was original, and one of my favorite games of the generation as well.
I mean, in the same aspect, Flower and Journey.
Oh, yeah.
Flower, I
Journey
mean,
was
I
good.
didn't play Journey yet still. I know I need to, but Flower was one of those was like, why do I care about being wind that blows around flower petals? Like, why the shit do I want to do this? And I don't remember any other game ever doing that.
What made Journey so original was the idea of becoming so connected with a character that you can't speak with.
Right.
And
Connectivity
there
without
might be another
connectivity.
game that's done it, but I can't think of it. There's no other game where I've become connected to a real person that I can't see, I can't hear, I can't do anything besides chirp at that person, and still the connection you form is really quite amazing in that game.
big one for me is Emily is Away.
Yeah.
Just because that's not a normal game. That's not something that you normally do in a game, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
I did buy Emily's Away too, by the way, so I need to stream that.
I forgot that came out. Yeah.
I meant to pick it up and I haven't.
Let me pause
I have
this.
my answer. I think Fortnite is very original. I think it's the most original
I was thinking
game
that
I've
too.
ever... Of
Way
course,
to
I
go.
am joking.
No, no. You know what though? The actual Fortnite game itself, though, I think is a little.
Oh,
more
I've
original,
only
'cause I was
played
thinking
the
that.
arena.
So see, like the actual Fortnite game is a little original in itself, just because it's team based, where you're destroying everything and you're building things. You have goals, but they're all it's definitely different. I don't know if it's original.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a tough one there.
Well, I didn't think about this, but PUBG is fairly original. Like there were.
Yeah, it's way. I mean, you have
modes.
It's
King
the
of
combination
Kill
of what
and-
it does.
Right.
It's when you take the sum of the parts, those parts aren't original, but the sum of the parts is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would agree with that. I'm sure there's a lot of indie stuff. That's most
yeah.
often where you see the originality. Undertale, was very original from what I hear. I still need to get around to playing that one, and I have it thanks to you, Kelly. With Humble
you
I
Bundle.
was
have
gonna say, like,
Undertale?
She
didn't
gave it
you,
to me through Humble Bundle. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
I would like to get around to that at some point. It's in my backlog for sure.
Cuphead.
maybe
Yeah.
Ish.
Afterlife, it's not a
Cuphead
very
is.
long game.
Here's the thing. Cuphead is original for its art style.
Yes.
Extremely. There is no other game I've seen recently that was unique in that way. But its gameplay design is very Boss Rush esque. So gameplay wise, not as much, but absolutely, art style and design. Yeah. Definitely.
And from an art style standpoint, there's another one that just popped in my mind and I lost it. But if you go to art style, there's a lot of games where you could be like that. That's the first time this has ever been done in this art style, and I always appreciate that. And you often see that with the indie ones. But great question from Strife Girl LP.
Strife Girl,
Legend of
you're the
Zelda
best.
Breath of the Wild had horses that dodge trees.
That's true. And
you
side
could-
quests.
And side quests.
Side quests.
So that was actually pretty
Shooting
original.
arrows from your horse.
Shooting arrows from the horse. You could climb the trees.
Yeah,
So.
it's true. It's very true. And that is the On the Spot. Don't forget to join us on Discord, guys, and submit your hard-hitting questions for next week. We're going to go to the final commercial break of the night, and when we come back, we're going to do a little mini topic of the week on a very controversial topic from today, actually. So hold on tight. Dirty Habanero. We'll be back in approximately 60 seconds. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 191. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like what we're doing, hit that heart button here, twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. Make sure to turn on those notifications so you get alerts when we go live. Don't forget, prize wheel is active. Anything worth $5 or more, get you a spin. The most important, of course, being donations to Extra Life. Go to levelupnetwork.weebly.com/extralife, bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Donate 1, 5, 10, doesn't matter. Of course, it all adds up to an amazing cause, and that is benefiting Children's Miracle Network hospitals, helping kids in need, injured, sick children, and more throughout those hospitals.
I really like their money is not going towards children's diseases anymore.
No, it is not. We got rid of
That's an
Greg,
improvement.
and therefore is not helping diseases anymore. But anyway, we have one final topic for the night, and it's kind of a controversial one. Of course, we had all the Harvey Weinstein stuff this week, which was kind of nuts. And great at the same time that this is all finally coming out.
Like,
it's been rumored for such a long time that there's
great
this
in the way that it's coming to surface.
Yes.
It's great that it's finally not a shunned
Yes.
thing that's being quiet.
Because these things already happened, and they're still happening. These things already happened, and these women are brave enough, and men are brave enough to come out and put it to the public. And for that reason, somebody like Harvey Weinstein has been shunned from the academy. He is now disgraced entirely, and deservedly so. The guy is honestly a monster based on everything I've seen. But unfortunately, it has also gone from the film industry to the gaming industry as far as accusations go. Today, Dave, I'm trying to think of his name.
Ballard.
Dave Ballard, from a former environmental artist with Naughty Dog, released a statement on Twitter saying that he was sexually harassed. I'm going to read off the full statement because it is important to read off the statements in order to have the context and also to discuss it in the best way possible. Quote, In late 2015, I was sexually harassed at Naughty Dog by a lead. My work environment became extremely toxic afterward. In February 2016, I had a mental breakdown at work, and Sony PlayStation HR became involved. When I told them about the harassment, they ended the call and fired me the next day. They cited the company was moving in a different direction and my job was no longer needed. They tried to silence me by offering $20,000 if I signed a letter agreeing to the termination, as well as to not discuss it with anyone. I declined to sign. I have been unemployed for 17 months since. When interviewers ask why I left Naughty Dog, I say I was burned out by the crunch, ashamed to get to the root of the problem of being sexually harassed. I'm speaking out now because of the strength I've seen in others coming forward about their experiences in the TV and film industry. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. I will not let anyone kill my drive or love for the video game industry, my passions, or life. End quote. So let's start there. There is a response from Naughty Dog, but let's kind of break this down here. For one, as we talked about earlier, Kelly, it's in a way it's good to discuss this because it's not a woman, and we so often see, and is often the case, unfortunately, that women are sexually harassed in the workplace, and this is, from what we can tell, a man being harassed by a man, but there's also actually a possibility that it's a man being harassed by a woman. He doesn't specify there who he was harassed by. But what, like, when you read this, like, what was your immediate reaction, Kelly?
I mean, for obviously disgust,
Yeah.
anger, irritation, the fact that it happens, regardless. And I think, regardless of if it's a man or a woman, I think it's important to notice that it was somebody that was a superior to him, which is it's on purpose. By people who sexually harass and sexually assault, they come from a position of power, whether it's
Right.
literal, I'm your boss, or I'm a lead, or I have superiority over you, because they know that there's nothing that the victim can really do about it, without suffering backlash, without whether it's you're not believed, which is very common, whether it's you become ostracized, whether it's yes, action taken, but now no one wants to work with you. I mean, there's so many ramifications to stepping forward that many people don't. So I think it's really brave and amazing that he did step forward, and I think I think somebody had mentioned Terry Crews. I think it's really good that men are coming forward and saying, this is happening to me too. It's not just women, because I think it's very easy for people to go, well, like, oh, why did the women wait so long? Or why are you waiting 20 years? Or why
it was
now?
actually
Why not when it happened? And
kind of disgusting to read online. Not a lot, but several posters saying things like, this is embarrassing that a man would let this happen to himself, things like that.
See, I hate that mindset.
Yeah.
Or people say, like, well, it's not sexual assault. Man, you had liked it, blah, blah. It's like, no, unwanted is unwanted, and assault and harassment is assault and harassment. And people saying, or society kind of conditioning people to go, well, like, oh, men can't get sexually harassed because they're the harassers, or they're animals, or, they have to like it. It just makes men more silent and not come forward, and it continues the cycle of people getting
who knows how many
abused and
men
victimized.
are silent, right? Because
Exactly.
it is even more so, and I treading on sensitive territory here, but it is even potentially more embarrassing for a man, because they feel like they shouldn't be in that position. They feel like they should be able to defend themselves, and this and that. There's a certain expectation of men that maybe women don't have, that would lead to further embarrassment for men to be sexually harassed. And that might be the reason that we will start to see more men come out now, because of the bravery of these few. So that is a silver lining here, I guess you could say.
So, I mean, Red Dust, I mean, this happened in the video game industry, so it's a relevant topic. So going off of that, I'm going to bring light to I am, people that know me, I don't just ignore stuff like this. This is not something that just goes under a rug for me. This is definitely something I pay attention to and, keep note of just in my mind, just to see how it's, progressing and everything like that, because it definitely, someone said it earlier, perfectly drained the swamp. But, and I'm ashamed of myself for it. I said it earlier, and I was talking to Rick, I'm ashamed of myself for being as surprised as I am about this. Because normally when you hear about something like this, when you hear about, something like, Weinstein or anything like that, it's surprising in the fact of like, man, I can't believe all the stuff that he did, but it's not surprising in the fact of, oh, it's a movie producer. To me, it was surprising on multiple levels of, wow, I can't believe this is happening because it's the video game industry. Wow, I can't believe this is happening because of Naughty Dog. Wow, I can't believe this is happening because of Sony. And it's one of those things where it was a bad stance to have, and I was really ashamed with myself earlier today. And not to make it about me, but I think this is a bad, conception that we all have, bad perception that we all have as people, where we kind of associate things like this happening in certain settings. Oh, it's gonna, it's a big business, it's gonna happen. Oh, it's it's a man-driven business, things like this are gonna happen. Oh, it's Hollywood, things like this are gonna happen. But it's anywhere. This can happen in any type of anything, life. This can happen anywhere. And so I was ashamed to say that I never expected this, and it shocked me just because I never expected this to happen in the games industry, even with things like Gamergate.
It's saddening, I think, especially because we all are fans of Naughty Dog, right? But I think there's another side to this that we do need to touch on, and that is the fact that, for one, this is an accusation.
Right.
It is not proof, innocent until proven guilty. We always need to keep that in mind. I think when it comes to sexual harassment cases, we, of course, are inclined to side with the victim. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think this is like one of those situations where innocent until proven guilty kind of takes a little bit of a step to the side because it's hard not to be empathetic towards somebody that was sexually harassed. All that being said, we can't be attacking leads at Naughty Dog, specifically somebody like Neil Druckmann, who might not have been involved in this at all. The guy is getting death threat. Yeah, because here's the thing. Look at the quote that the guy says. He says that he went directly to Sony PlayStation HR.
Right.
That might mean that Naughty Dog as a whole didn't know about this. It could have been a verbal thing, a conversation between David Ballard and Sony HR, and then Sony HR might have went to one of the higher ups at Naughty Dog, say Christophe Balestra, who's no longer there, by the way.
Right.
And it might have stayed as a verbal thing between a small group of people. And let's not also forget that Naughty Dog is hundreds of people, the leads in multiple departments. You can't go, oh, Neil Druckmann.
There's no way to know who it is.
Yeah, he's the lead that everybody thinks of. Like he has been attacked like crazy today, and it's saddening to see something like that. It would be even sadder if he was the person who did it. But it's sad to see people being accused of this when there's really no background for it. People need to take it easy a little bit here because you're really treading on dangerous territory by making assumptions on something like this. We have no idea. He says he had a mental breakdown. We don't know what that means. There's a whole bunch of this story that hasn't come out and probably will not come out. Let's go into Naughty Dog's response here because they kind of draw a line in the sand.
Right.
Their quote is, we have recently read on social media that an ex-employee of Naughty Dog, Dave Ballard, claims he was sexually harassed when he worked at Naughty Dog. We have not found any evidence of having received allegations from Mr. Ballard that he was harassed in any way at Naughty Dog or Sony Interactive Entertainment. Harassment and inappropriate conduct have no place at Naughty Dog and Sony Interactive Entertainment. We have taken and always will take reports of sexual harassment and other workplace grievances very seriously. We value every single person who works at Naughty Dog and Sony Interactive Entertainment. It is of utmost importance to us that we maintain a safe, productive workplace environment that allows us all to channel our shared passion for making games. The immediate response I saw from a lot of people here is, wow, they're straight up saying that David Ballard is lying. No, they're not. What they're saying is they have no evidence of it being filed, which could be 100% the case. If it was a verbal thing, if it was a written thing, that is very interesting because it's very easy to prove then. David Ballard could hopefully easily prove, yes, this did happen. I reported this. There's written documentation of it, which leads me to believe that it probably wasn't, because why would Sony and Naughty Dog go out on a limb like that if they don't have to? Right. They're putting themselves in dangerous water by saying that nothing was filed if something was. So it's very murky in that regard.
I think they could have improved this. They could have kept it exactly how they did. Their statement seems very dismissive. Not saying that they're calling him a liar, but it just seems very dismissive, and I think it could have been improved 1,000% if they had said, we have not received any evidence of I'm sorry, we have not found any evidence of having received allegations from Mr. Ballard that he was harassed in any way, but we will continue to investigate. Just even that
Right.
little thing of like,
Right.
we'll continue to look into it because we do take this seriously. This to me is shallow and insincere and a PR cover-up. That's what it feels like.
That's exactly
It definitely
what it's
reeks
screaming to
of
me.
PR for
Yeah,
sure.
this is definitely 100%. And that was my concern with it. And while I agreed, with what
A
what
lawyer
your point
looked
was,
over this statement
right?
several
Absolutely,
times.
and it's one of those things where, and I understand you have to be very careful in a situation like that.
Yeah.
But with something like this, the reason I think that it bothers me is that you view a company like Naughty Dog, even with its hundreds of people, as this close knit community, especially when you watch their documentaries of their games and everything that they make, as this close thing. And so to see them be like, oh, this exploit, yeah, you just said this, and that's kind of what this reads of, and it stinks because I'm not saying I'm sure that's what they, that's not what they meant. They very well could have, but like I want to believe that they were just doing this to kind of get out in front of them and say like, hey, listen, we don't know, any of these claims, this is not how we operate our business. We would have normally, proceeded, X way if we had, received that. But again, like Kelly said, it's not heartless, but it's definitely soulless.
Yeah. It's PR. It's definitely PR. And I was surprised. We weren't going to include this in tonight's show because at the time we hadn't received a Naughty Dog statement yet. And I didn't think that we would. I thought that they would take the day and respond on Monday so that they could put together a statement maybe a little bit more fine-tuned than this and incorporating some of the things you talked about, Kelly. I was very surprised that they came out hours later with a statement. It felt a little rushed to me, and maybe that's why things like saying, yeah, we're going to look into this further, we're going to investigate this, were glossed over. At the same time, maybe saying you're going to investigate implies that on their end they're not in the know, and maybe it makes them look bad because you don't know what's going on in your own studio, like that kind of thing. So maybe a lawyer said, remove that part. It implies that you guys don't know what the hell's going on over here and you don't know about sexual harassment.
And if you've had a change of, 17 people come and go, you have to investigate. You're not going to have everything up there. And I understand why they didn't wait, because the longer you wait, the more suspicious it looks of like, well, why haven't they said anything? Why haven't they come out and denied it? What are they covering? Are they trying to get lies straight, and what are they doing? So I think not the best way they could have handled it, but they handled it in a better way. Yeah, I would rather have.
It's good that they responded to it quickly.
Yeah, I would rather have a half-assed response immediately than like a super thought-out response 4 days later, because the super thought-out response is going to seem even more insincere.
Right.
And I would imagine this is not the end of this. So we probably will receive.
That's why it was worth bringing up, and it's just one of those things where I think the thing I want to make sure it's passed on is because let's be honest, there are definitely people that are very quick to quick to writing, quick to hype, quick to anger, quick to whatever, even in our own community. And I really do care about all you guys dearly, but I think we need to remember it doesn't involve us, so don't make it about yourself. We've talked about this before with actually we haven't talked about it on the show, but we've talked about it in our personal chats and everything about thoughts and prayers. Listen, we get it. If you are a good human being, you don't condone this type of behavior, so it's not on you that you need to say something on social media. Don't make it about yourself. If you feel like the person needs you to be there for them, there are definitely ways to do that without doing it in a public manner, to say, hey, look at me, I agree with this, and this is what I say. Like, it doesn't matter. So before you jump on the hate train, and before you jump on this whole grabbing, exactly like somebody else said, grabbing your pitchforks and everything, just take a second, think about it thoroughly, because it's not something that honestly we should be involved in. It's something that we're glad that the swamp is being drained, but don't buy into the hype. Don't exacerbate an already very touchy and very sensitive issue that literally has zero to do with you,
and is very
disagree with
limited
you a
right
tiny
now.
bit.
What was that?
Maybe I might disagree, and I may be misunderstanding, but I might, especially on this issue, I might disagree with Midge. For something like kind of like the natural disasters that have been happening, everybody knows that it's awful. Posting about it to spread awareness for maybe charities or donations or movements to collect things, I understand that. But for this especially, I feel like if David Ballard had come out and said what he said, and there was no response, then let's say that somebody who's gone through the same thing, they look at it and they go, oh, no one cares. Why am I coming
listen,
out
I'm
about
not
it?
saying that, and that's one thing, and that's just actually a bad situation in general. That's what I don't like about social media, and that's also why I don't post things on social media that often, But the vitriol is what I'm against. They
Yeah,
don't
I
need
mean, I
you.
wouldn't go out and just
Your angry
point
words
off,
against Sony and against Naughty Dog are literally going to do jack shit.
Right.
In this situation right now, besides make things worse for quite a few people.
Right.
Obviously they're going to see you're against things, and you speak with your public outlook, public, the way that your public image is, it definitely means a lot. But again, before jumping on the hate train, like we were saying, people are going after Druckmann, and Druckmann has, very likely has nothing to do with this, doesn't have any knowledge of any of this, but he's getting death threats. Like, that's not what we need. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
If you
Okay.
want to sit
No,
there
then
and
that I
like
agree
a
with.
status
If
and
you're gonna
support them,
post something about it, don't go out on the burn the witch and find the witch. Take the
Case in point-
victim side. Show the support. Say,
right.
this happens. It sucks. We are here for you. Speak out. We'll be behind you. If this has happened to you, come forward, because there are people behind you. Like,
Right.
definitely
Oh,
take the
absolutely, I agree
loving
with
stance,
that.
not the well, screw Sony and boycott everything Sony does. And,
Right,
I
that's
mean,
what I'm saying. That's what
The
I'm saying.
likely scenario
then yes,
here
I agree with you.
is that this really was a contained thing where it was a handful of higher ups that were involved here, higher ups that might not be there anymore, especially at Naughty Dog. Girls on Bears, especially at Naughty Dog, which has seen a lot of turnover, a lot of people leaving. This was in 2015. There was definitely different leads then, and we still don't even know if all those leads even knew about it. We know one lead potentially did the sexual harassment, but it went straight to Sony PlayStation HR. I think that is actually the more concerning thing, is that Sony PlayStation HR swept it under the rug and potentially tried to give this guy $20,000 to keep him silent. That is very upsetting, but once again, potentially isolated to very few amount of people, and it'd be like, I'm boycotting PlayStation. It's like that's a big leap there, man. Like, we're jumping through this entire range of games from all these different developers and all these different services that PlayStation offers, and all because potentially 2 people at PlayStation, or 3 people, who knows? Like, it's just we don't know enough is the problem, and hopefully we learn more, and hopefully the swamp is drained. But right now you have to go with what you have, and you got to put down the pitchforks. Yeah.
Right.
So.
I mean, I definitely think how Naughty Dog and/or responds is going to be critical. Like, I know that I'm going to be watching Naughty Dog very closely, because if they continue to be dismissive, that's when I'm going to start being like, that's really not cool. You have a serious issue brought to your attention, and you try to dismiss it or shift blame.
Right.
Do a full investigation. Do a full launch. Show the public that you take this seriously, and that it will not happen again. And if it does happen again, appropriate measures will be taken immediately.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I know that my eyes are going to be watching Naughty Dog very closely over the few coming days. Oh, Bloodbrain subscribe. Thank you, Bloodbrain.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, the one thing that you can kind of take away from this in a positive light is that this could really change everything within the film industry, the gaming industry, people coming out, feeling more comfortable to come out, and really potentially revealing a very seedy, dark side to Hollywood, and hopefully not the games industry, but potentially. I really do believe that there is a lot of messed up stuff that goes on within Hollywood. It's been talked about for a long time. Delone Gumman brought up Corey Feldman and Corey Haim earlier. They've always been shut down on that kind of stuff, and I've always believed it. I've always believed them on that. Corey Haim killed himself, and I 100% believe that it had a lot to do with abuse within the industry, things that were brushed under the rug. You got prostitution rings potentially. You've got underage boys at parties, hearing stuff about that all the time. Just a lot of really dark stuff that's been rumors for the longest time, and I feel like we're getting to that point where we finally might get more information on all this, and all these people involved are going to be pushed out of the academy and pushed out of the industry, and just hopefully can start fresh and drain the swamp, as we've said many times. I really hope that at least that can come from this. So we'll have to wait and see. But it was an important thing we felt to talk about tonight, now that we had a little bit more information on it. And I hope that you guys take everything we said and everything that is being reported, things that are actually said, written down, no assumptions, and take that and do what you can with it, and do the best you can with it, is all I can really say.
Just remember to think critically.
Yes.
Think critically,
100%.
think for yourself. If you feel a certain way, take a day and see if you still feel that way. That's my advice. That's what I have to do. When I feel a certain sort of way, I gotta take. Do I really feel that way? Before I start jumping any conclusions, pointing any fingers, sending any death threats. Not necessary.
Death threats should never be
Never
sent.
sent a
Let's be
death threat.
honest.
Yeah.
I've never
Again,
sent a death
you're
threat.
never
But
gonna
people, when they
fulfill
get hyped and they get upset,
Right.
you know.
You'll never fulfill it. Just stop talking out of your ass.
Yeah, 100%. Let's end on a positive note with a wheel spin. Thank you so much to Blood Rains for a brand new sub. Really appreciate that, man. This one is for you. It's great to get new subs coming in. And the wheel has spoken. Everybody in the chat gets to add something to the mystery bag.
How many times is lip sync on
Oh,
this wheel?
jeez. I didn't even know that was a
That's
thing.
It needs to be 4.
4 lip syncs?
We don't go through the wheel that often. We can absolutely do 4 lip syncs on a wheel.
All right. I'll
At the very least 3.
I'll jump up to 3. We'll try 3 first.
If we don't get any next week, we're doing 4. We're gonna keep adding lip sync to the wheel for every week we don't get it.
Oh, I forgot the give all amounts.
Yeah, you did.
Is that not right? Oh, give ticket. Give ticket all. Give
For the
ticket
bag.
all, mystery, bag, add 1. I think that's it. Yep, there we go. Everybody in the chat, you just got a mystery bag add command. That means if you do !M bag add space the item in quotations, it will be added to the bag, and you guys can start dipping in there and trying to take it away. So thank you so much once again to Blood Rains for that sub. Really appreciate it. Brand new subs are amazing. Once again, guys, we're wrapping up here. Do not forget that for the entire month, we are pushing Extra Life, trying to raise money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals throughout the United States, benefiting kids in need, sick, injured. They need your help. Support our team and support them in the process. We'll be doing that until November 4th, actually the entire year, but at the end of November 4th, that is our 24-hour marathon. We're going from 8 a.m. on November 4th to 8 a.m. on November 5th, doing a lot of cool events, a lot of cool milestones, activities, all to try and raise as much money as possible. So mark your calendar now. There's actually, if you're on Twitch on our channel, go to the events area. There's actually an event on our Twitch profile that you can set a reminder for, or even add it to your Google Calendar, your iPhone calendar. You can set reminders all over the place so that you make sure that you're there. We want to try and get as many people in as possible so we can rise through the ranks of Twitch, get a high viewer count, and get more people in to potentially donate to the team. So keep that in mind. Also, follow, turn on notifications. Make sure you turn on those alerts so you get, know when we go live. And check out all our other channels: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, everything you possibly can. Thank you so much to our producers on Patreon. The best way to support our channel at patreon.com/levelupnetwork. They are Kelly Jellyfish, Alex Busos98, Baz023S, Muto Crystallis, and KP 2.0. You guys make the show happen. We really appreciate you. What is going on this week as far as gaming goes?
I'm gonna finish up Shadow of War, hopefully. I doubt it, but I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm gonna hopefully get into some South Park. Possibly, if I can't do South Park on Tuesday, then it's either going to be Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm gonna try to do Emily is Away 2 with Danielle.
Very nice. I will be continuing Evil Within 2, and I'm so excited to go forward with that. I want to give a big thank you to Kelly for joining us tonight for the entirety of the show.
Heck yeah, happy to.
Happy to have you, and we hope that we can get you here more often. You and Joey. Joey was busy tonight, but the idea is to try and get Kelly and Joe on the show as a personality more and more often, so that we can fill out the cast like the way we used to. So it was a pleasure having you tonight, Kelly.
It was a lot of fun.
All right, guys, we will see you throughout the week with gaming talk shows and game streams. Until next time, take care. And as always, don't forget to
level
up.
Level up.